We're on cash pussy time. Cash.
Only time zone I know.
That's the only. Hey man, there's pussy somewhere. I think it was who said that?
There's pussy somewhere.
There's pussy somewhere.
They weren't wrong, dude.
Was that Kenny Chesney? Who sings that? Alan
Wait,
Jackson?
that's a real song?
Well, no. Yeah. There's some pussy somewhere.
Dude, there does need to be more country songs that just talks about pussy and blatantly says it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everything is like so sterile now. Oh yeah, it was Alan Jackson who sang there's pussy somewhere. There's pussy somewhere. Yeah, everything nowadays is like very sterile. Like there's not a lot of a talk of pussy or anything.
Yeah.
In the media. But then inversely and simultaneously, everybody is just so unbelievably horny.
Yeah, rappers are the only people allowed to talk about pussy, but I think, other music genres need to take that back. There needs to be punk pussy songs, like mathcore pussy songs.
Yeah, I mean the evidence is there. We have proof that there's money in pussy with all these like OnlyFans girls. Like, dude, the fucking. By the way, everybody, welcome to the Idiot Investor. We're here to teach you how to teach. Well, here to talk about how to. We're trying to get money.
How to get money? How to get pussy?
Yeah, we're how to secure at least mine and Drew's financial freedom.
Yeah, please learn through our mistakes.
Yeah, and so the first topic on the docket, pussy, and what. Just imagine me at a whiteboard and I go PU $$Y.
Yeah, and you're like
any
Alec
questions?
Baldwin.
Yeah, I'm like any fucking questions.
You point to your watch.
Yeah. You see this watch?
Yeah. If pussy didn't exist, I'd be perfectly fine being like the poorest guy ever.
Yeah, if pussy didn't exist, I'd just live as a Ronin.
Yeah, I'd be like
I already do that.
Yeah, you are kind of a Ronin.
Yeah.
Just drifting.
Yeah, like the only incentive I have the only reason I really want to secure any sort of financial stability, I think all of that is motivated by pussy.
Oh, dude, it's the only thing.
Yeah. Like if I had my druthers, I would live like Russ Cole.
Yeah. Either version too.
Yeah, I would just be Russ Cole if I like was not concerned with getting pussy. I'd just be like, yeah, mattress on the floor, barren room.
Yeah, I'd be like a mixture of both, like mattress on the floor, crucifix on the wall, but also drink 6 Lone Stars at noon.
Yeah,
that's
that's living, dude. I would live like Way of the Samurai.
Yeah,
like so much of the way you guys live their lives is just like this like hustle grind set, get money, have a nice things attitude. I think is just like because we want girls to like us.
Oh hell yeah,
dude! Because for the fleeting moments that I forget that pussy exists. You know how every now and then you have these moments of serenity where you just forget about it, like all your problems.
Yeah, like after masturbating.
Yeah, I'm like truly content being like a mattress on the floor guy.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Just buy like white t-shirts, wear sweatpants.
Yeah,
like tube socks.
Yeah, just dress like a schlub, like a slob.
Yeah.
Mattress on. It's like I don't even want to have to get groceries. Like, dude, there's been times in my life where it's mattress on the floor, and then my groceries are just like a pizza that I keep next to the bed.
Yeah,
that I'm picking at throughout the next couple days.
Yeah, you only eat laying down.
Yeah, I'm eating in bed, laying down, and I'm happy. And then I remember that pussy exists. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, dude.
I gotta fix this because there's a girl's gonna, if a girl comes over, she's gonna want a bed frame.
Yeah, I wish I could eternal sunshine of spotless mind like pussy out of my like
Yeah,
entire
I would go to that doctor and be like, I want to forget about every woman that's ever existed.
Yeah.
Help me, just make me forget about women.
And then just carry around one of those MIB pens whenever you see a woman.
Yeah, just carry around a neuralizer so that you can be sure that you never succumb to pussy again. And I guess that's one way to secure your financial freedom is by not caring about pussy, and now you're free.
Yeah, I mean
You have as little as much money as you want now.
that's kind of like the tale of Adam and Eve, right? He was just kicking it with like the animals and stuff, not eating the apple, like, and then pussy came into his life and they get kicked out of paradise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
They pay paradise, put up a parking lot.
Yeah, Adam was like the first Russ Cole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Russ Cole is like a biblical figure.
Yeah.
True Detective is basically the Bible.
Yeah, it's my Bible for sure.
Yeah, it's the dude Bible.
Yeah.
At least the first season. I did like a few months ago. I watched the second season, and it was probably like by the like halfway point that I realized like I don't have a fucking clue what's going on.
Yeah, the second season sucks because it's just like all the characters are so hateable.
I didn't even mind that. Like I thought, as contemptible as the Colin Farrell character is, he's interesting and he's fun to watch. Vince Vaughn, I'm always happy to see. I mean, Rachel McAdams is like whatever.
Yeah, I was kind of like, I don't want to adapt any of these guys' personalities into my own life. This show's shit.
Right. It was, for me, it was just that I was watching it, and then at a certain point, I just was like, yeah, I don't really know any of what's happening. I have no clue what anyone is doing or why they want to do what they're doing or what's going on. And then there was like a time jump, and I'm like, now I'm like, at this point, this is unsalvageable. There's no way for me to have any connection or attachment to any of this because I am so lost.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all, honestly. I think I just would fall asleep. Like, I would put it on, get some episodes in, then just fall asleep and then never continue on with it.
I've seen some people try to do like revisionism for it where they say it's actually good. I didn't think it was good. I thought it was incomprehensible and at times very cartoonish. Like there's like big shootouts and explosions out of nowhere. And I'm like, well, this doesn't really fit the sort of vibe of True Detective. True Detective is a little more low to the ground. And then anything that's heightened is usually just like because somebody's fucked up. It's like a hallucination or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the third season though with like the cool ass black dude.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty good. We get back to child abductions and stuff. Yeah, so
I watched the first episode of the Jodie Foster season and I hated it.
Yeah,
I like that setting. I mean, I liked when shit is in Alaska.
Yeah,
that's cool. But I didn't care. I thought it was like, I honestly, that's one of those shows where they should have just done the first season. They came out, they swung too hard. They hit too big of a grand slam that it really, I don't think there's any way to improve upon it.
Yeah, that's true. They need actually not because then they'd ruin it. They did like a continuation from the characters. Yeah.
They try to do that in this latest season. There's like a character who's like, I guess Russ Cole's dad or something.
No, really?
Yeah, I don't know. They try to tie it into the other thing. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, they tied 1 into 3, but only by just mentioning like season 1 being like there were these kids in Louisiana that got fucked or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna watch 4.
Yeah, no. It's one of that first season is just so perfect. I'm like, you know what? This could be legendary if they just never came back. If the creator disappeared forever, if they did the first season and then Epstein happens and they're like, well, where's this guy? Where's the guy who did True Detective? And he's just gone forever.
Yeah.
The stuff of legends that he called that like what 7 years before it happened. I don't know. What's the time? What's the timeline on that? True Detective season 1 comes out and everybody's like, well, this is clearly just a fan, fiction. Is it no, this is far fetched.
What
And
was it?
then
It's 2013, right?
I think it might have been, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
dude.
but
That's why they had to make them suck, dude. I'm sure they could have like continued that same cool like hunting pedophiles kind of deal, but it's just
I'd
too close
rather,
to home.
yeah, I'd rather see Russ Cole, like Woody Harrelson, McConaughey pedophile hunters than whatever these guys on YouTube are doing, where they just beat the shit out of retards.
Yeah, dude. That shit's crazy. The drive to fuck children for those guys must be so strong because I refuse to believe they aren't watching these videos, you know?
Yeah, I think what's happening is that like these guys probably hang out on chat rooms constantly, and maybe they're talking to somebody, and like everyone can clock this from a mile away, and so they're not getting any traction with anybody ever. Nobody wants to talk to them because it's immediate like, oh, this is like some fucking weirdo. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
like
talk.
the pedophiles, not the
Yeah, I'm
hunter.
talking about. And this is not. By the way, I'm not like trying to like. I'm trying to like wrap my head around what's happening because these guys seem so so disabled, like
Yeah.
debilitatingly just autistic
Yeah,
or
they all seem autistic.
mentally deficient that I feel like nobody is ever like talking to them in any way where it would where they would get the idea that someone's interested in meeting
Yeah.
them. And then here comes like what's the guy's name? Vitally.
Yeah, vitally or vitally, I don't know.
These kinds of guys who are like trying to bait these guys into meeting them. So here, after months and months of trying to get, trying to be a pedophile without finding any purchase, they finally get somebody. They think they got someone on the hook where they're like, "Oh yeah, a good child," and
Yeah.
then they go to meet them, and because like it's so gross that Vitally and all these guys have to really commit to the character of a 12 13-year-old girl and
Yeah.
just play out this fantasy in a message board where I would love to see what the retard is typing because it has to be like almost like the way Charlie Kelly writes. That's what I imagine the other end of those messages are. Is just like gibberish and gobbledygook that they have to decipher as like, I guess he wants like child pussy.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because like the guys that they're getting all seem to have like the mind of a child, you know, like that black guy who gets tackled into that awning. Like that guy was pretty retarded, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was like they're all disabled, and that's not to. I'm like the guy in the first season True Detective was retarded. So
Yeah.
I'm not like defending those kinds of guys. I'm just saying
Yeah.
like
Yeah, they
these
predicted that too.
situations. These scenarios only exist due to the machinations of the pedophile hunter. Otherwise, I don't think anybody's inviting that person to meet them anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. They all do kind of seem like different variations of Chris Chan.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I would rather. I don't want to see. It's not entertaining for me.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat says I'm currently competing with LVM and Danny P from Boys Casts. Who cares? If
What,
you want,
like they're live right now?
I guess so. I guess they're. If you want to watch that, go watch that. I don't. I'm not competing with anybody. There's 22 people. I see it. I see at the top of this screen. There's a little eyeball, and then next to it, it says 22. There's 22 people in here. That's who I care about right now.
Yeah, what's
I don't
up?
give a fuck about who's not here.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
So
Fuck.
if you're one of the now 24 people in here, why don't you go ahead and throw a super chat in there?
Yeah, yeah. If you want to say fuck the boys cast, say fuck the boys
If you
cast.
want to throw in a super chat, I'm not going to say I have nothing but respect and adoration for what's the name of the show?
I think it's the boys cast, right?
The Boys Cat. What is LVM?
I have no idea.
Who's Danny P?
Danny Polishuk?
I have nothing but respect for that guy.
Yeah.
So, but if you want me to say, if you want me to say for them to go fuck themselves, go ahead and drop a super chat in there, and I'll say it if you type it, if you give me money.
Yeah, I'll say anything except the N word.
I mean, everything has a price, Drew.
yeah.
And that's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah.
This is finance, money, prices. So the other day, I got a huge commission check. First thing I did, bought a $10 scratcher. Lost on that one. So this is not financial advice. Don't buy scratchers unless you trying to have fun and maybe win a little bit of money.
Yeah. If
I
you have a
bought
system.
I have a system. My system is anything that is casino themed.
Yeah. If it has sevens in the name,
If it's sevens or like playing cards,
yeah,
or like a roulette wheel that I got to scratch off,
yeah,
I'll buy that. Yeah,
I like the crossword puzzle ones that have nothing to do with crossword puzzles, and the crossword doesn't come into play at all. Those are my favorite scratchers.
yeah. That was dude. The other day, when Sal was still looking for a job, he was like, I'm trying to scrape some money together, and I've got all these like unclaimed scratchers." He just had like a stack of scratchers he'd already scratched.
He's doing scratchers.
And he was like, yo, I got like $105 here in winnings. He's like, this is my savings account.
Damn.
You been doing the scratchers, Drew?
No, I haven't got them in a long time. I'm kind of like not trying to waste money anymore. I've been doing fucking horrible at it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's always me. Is like, man, I really gotta like tighten my belt, batten down the hatches, and I'm like, ooh, casino, $10 casino scratcher.
Yeah, for me, it's like, all right, I'm gonna start eating like bodega sandwiches. Those are $7 instead of getting DoorDash, and then I'll just get lazy and DoorDash like $30.
DoorDash in New York is insane,
dude. It's crazy,
that's
brother.
So foolish to do in a city where you step outside your door and there's food right there.
Yeah, true. I'm so lazy. I'm trying to look. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to cut back on paying for convenience, which means no Ubers,
which is like
no DoorDash.
I never understood. I've never understood that in a city like that where it's already so convenient. Like why you just have to walk like like 10 yards.
Yeah, well, that was the purpose of COVID, was to program us to like, get delivery service and shit like that. And now my brain's fried, dude. All I get is DoorDash.
This is financial advice. Anyone who's gonna paying attention to this or will cut it out with the DoorDash, the Grubhub, the Uber Eats, the Seamless, the food delivery. Just go pick up, either get groceries or pick up your own food. Unless you're already like pretty comfortable monetarily, just go get your own food.
Yeah, I need to stop doing that shit.
Because they are going to, those apps are going to charge you at the ass for that. And the person delivering is like, they're not making any money. So now, just out of guilt, I guess if you're a good person, you give them a nice tip. Or, well, I think a lot of people don't. Maybe don't.
Well, dude, it's crazy because here in the city they passed some like mandate that makes like basically DoorDash has to give.
How you gonna date a man?
How you gonna date, man? No, but they like NYC made DoorDash give the Dashers more money, but really what they did was increase the fees for DoorDash delivery. So like now it's like you order something and there's like $7 worth of fees, and I don't know how much of it goes to the DoorDash guy or what. Probably like 25% of the fees. So I toss them a few bucks.
This is also financial advice. A lot of these restaurants, well, okay, so first off, the only food that's really suitable for delivery is like pizza and Chinese and maybe sandwiches. a lot of the food that DoorDash is like allowing to be delivered is shit that like when you package it up and ride it across town and it gets to you, it's like been sitting in that styrofoam, and the steam and whatever is just gonna like fuck up your
Yeah, sure.
whatever meal you get, your burger and fries or whatever is gonna be like all fucked up by the time you get it. So there's like not that there's not a lot of foods that are good for delivery anyway. But this is financial advice. If you're wanting to get food delivered, close the DoorDash app first and check out the actual restaurant itself to see if they have their own delivery. It's going to be cheaper and you'll actually be supporting the restaurant rather than the app.
Yeah, you'll get like a competent Chinese guy.
You'll get a real Chinaman to rickshaw you your low main. He'll show up on a rickshaw with your low main in the carriage behind him.
Yeah, I have to be getting so many microplastics in my body too from those like containers they come in.
Sure.
So
I don't even care about that anymore, dude. People talk about like microplastics and seed oils and all that stuff, and I'm like, we are so through the looking glass on all that we should just embrace the like the Cronen. Did you see that Cronenberg movie where people turning into plastic?
No. Sounds pretty tight though.
The David Cronenberg's last movie that he made, his latest movie, Crimes of the Future, is about like in the future, certain people are like beginning to mutate where they're like growing new organs and developing an ability to digest plastic.
What, and they're like organs are plastic?
No, they just have like new fucked up organs. And then there's like some people who can just eat plastic.
Damn.
And I guess it's a commentary on I don't know what.
Wait, when did this come out?
2022, I think.
Oh, okay. It's relatively new.
It's got
microplastics.
It's got Aragorn in it. Viggo Mortensen.
Every movie I've seen of his that wasn't the Lord of the Rings kind of sucks ass.
No, don't say
that.
Except
A History of Violence. A History of
Violence. Also Cronenberg. Also
really?
Cronenberg. Yeah. History of Violence rocks. So Hidalgo
was that?
It's another movie he was in. I haven't seen
it. Yeah,
Raphael wants a squash update. I don't have a squash update yet.
Yeah, you've been fucking with squash a lot.
I gotta get more squash. I've just been unhealthy lately. I keep saying like I'm gonna fix my finances. I'm gonna fix my weight, my health. I'm doing none of that, dude. I'm being wildly irresponsible on all fronts and just hoping that something will pay off.
I know. It seemed like you were going on like a pretty good diet. You were eating like Israeli salads and shit.
Yeah, I was eating Israeli salads. Yeah, Gal Gadot's ass.
One of my coworkers was like, "Have you ever had this before? It's an Israeli salad." I looked at it; it just looked like chopped like tomatoes and cucumbers, and I was like, "That looks like in my head." I was like, "This looks like shit."
Usually, it's just some Arab stuff that they said this is also ours.
Yeah, they stole the
like
salad recipe.
if you go to the Comedy Cellar so the cellar in the restaurant above, the cellar just has the food that's the restaurant upstairs.
Yeah.
So if you could go to that restaurant also, the Olive Tree Cafe. That's all Israelis that own that or whatever. And all the food is just the same shit you would get at like any Middle Eastern restaurant. It's like kebabs and fucking tabbouleh and whatever else, hummus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do fuck with that shit though.
I do like hummus is good. Baba ganoush.
Yeah. Fucking chicken over rice, man. That's my jam.
Chicken over rice. Kafta.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's like a lamb thing.
Yeah, I do like a falafel sandwich.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's a bit redundant though.
Yeah, well, look.
Starch on starch? Come on.
Yeah. Wait, what is falafel again? It's just chickpea, right?
Chickpea. It's the same shit that it's basically like fried hummus. Chickpea is like fried. It's like a chickpea hush puppy.
I do love hush puppies too.
Hush puppies are good. I'll take a hush puppy over a falafel, to be honest with you.
Long John Silver hush puppy. Remember Long John Silver?
No. I don't go for those. Those the little hush puppy sticks.
Yeah.
No, a real hush puppy is like a little ball. It's like almost like a takoyaki, but from the south.
Hell yeah.
In fact, a takoyaki is just a Japanese hush puppy with octopus in it.
Yeah, it's like in all civilizations, like pyramids.
Yes, all civilizations have a version of hush puppies.
That's true.
Uh,
Shit.
so you're not doing the scratchers.
I'm not doing the scratchers. I'm putting away like a little bit of money each check so that I don't blow it on useless shit like this mic arm that I bought randomly.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Dude, I'm such a pussy now. Like all it takes is for me to lose like a little bit of money and I'm like, all right, well, I'm out.
No. So would you? Well, actually, what might work for you is if you lost everything, like I have.
Yeah. And then I
'Cause
have
that's
to
where you
start.
find the resolve and the strength to really like get to work to like evolve and
Yeah.
grow even more powerful than you were before. Because this and so this is folks is the idiom, but this is not financial advice. Maybe maybe this is financial advice actually what I'm about to say, but I think a lot of people have or exist in whatever station they are in life, right, Drew?
Mm-hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
wherever you are. You're broke. Maybe you're middle. You're some kind of comfortable but still struggling. Everybody's at a different
Yeah.
level.
Paycheck to paycheck.
But
Not me, but no, that's me pretty much.
paycheck to pay, either paycheck to paycheck or a 401k that could shit the bed at any minute.
Yeah, both of those are me.
Yeah, just all everybody's at wherever they are, and what the commonality amongst a lot of people, no matter what your financial situation is or your class or whatever, is a lot of people are they're not moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're
They
stagnant.
they're stagnant. Yes, they're rudderless. They're stuck in a rut.
Yeah, they're in a stasis.
Yeah, they've either achieved a certain level of comfort or they've gotten comfortable being miserable, and they're not moving up they're not mobile. Hold on. They're not mobilizing upward. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No
And so
mobility.
yeah. So the first step toward financial freedom is freeing one's mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, open up
We
your wallet.
impose our own limitations upon ourselves. We say to ourselves, we limit ourselves, and it all starts in the mind. You clock in for work every day, you clock out, and you go, "This is what I have right now," and now you're trying to make your whole life work around whatever this position is in which you are stuck. And you have to say to yourself, "No, I am working toward greatness."
Yeah, I'm not a very goal-oriented person. I do need to set some goals, honestly. I'm just kind of like drifting through life aimlessly and with no purpose at all. I think I should have a kid, honestly. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like,
I don't know if that's the right place to be in right now.
yeah.
At some point, yes, but I don't know if we should. I don't know if you should start with have a kid.
Dude, I have a friend, my friend Jaime. He was like he did like 6 months in jail, like lost everything, and then when he came out, like his girlfriend got back together with them, and he got her pregnant, and getting his girlfriend pregnant, knowing that the kid was coming, like got his ass in gear, and like now he has a successful tenting business where he told me he's making 6 figures, and I'd like something like that for myself. Maybe not a tenting business, but I'd like, to be a business owner.
I have seen it work where somebody irresponsibly, is irresponsible, but just gets a woman pregnant.
Yeah.
And is now has this responsibility thrust upon them, and due to the necessity of now having to care for a child and the child's mother like reaches inside and finds the chutzpah, the moxie they need
Yeah.
to at least make that work. And then they put their nose to grindstone and I guess figure something out. Because I got a friend who did that. He got a woman knocked up years ago, and just out of like just absolutely had to be responsible. And now he makes like six figures, and he's able to pay the $1,200 a month in child support.
Yeah.
That he
Damn,
owes,
that's rough.
yeah, to his ex fiance.
Yeah. Honestly, I have been thinking about that. I'm like, should I impregnate a migrant Latina?
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I mean, that's always an option. Is like forcing, putting yourself in a position where your back is against the wall, forcing
Yeah.
yourself to have to figure something out.
I mean, it's basically the same thing. It's like losing everything and then also having to care for a child are basically the same thing.
Yeah. So I guess that's one solution for you is to just have a child, and then that'll cause something in your brain to click, and you'll go, okay, now I'm ready to figure out how to make money because I have to.
Yeah, I'll be like Big Daddy. I'll pass the bar and shit.
Yeah, because I mean, there's tons of people who, regardless of how fucking miserable they are perfectly fine just existing. Like they recognize that they're just unhappy and completely just in torment constantly because of their situation. But the fact that they are able to exist and they at least have a place to sleep, that's just enough. It's like enough for them.
Yeah, I meet a lot of those guys in comedy.
Yeah, I've met quite a few people like that. I think doing comedy might have held me back more than anything.
Yeah,
Because you're just surrounded by fucking losers who are perfectly content being goddamn losers.
Yeah.
Because I guess everyone has it in their head that if I just keep going to this open mic in the basement of a coffee shop, I'm investing, everything is like hard scrabble right now. But if I just keep coming to this coffee shop and performing for 12 other comedians waiting to go up,
it's going to happen.
I'm investing in my future. So then one day this will pay off and it'll make up for all this time that I've spent living in abject squalor and poverty.
It's the tipping point, dude. You just keep on doing the same thing right over and over and over, sometimes for over a decade, and then eventually it's going to work out for you.
Yeah.
I love these guys who are like, I wait tables and stuff during the day at like a shitty restaurant because like I want more time at night to go out and do mics, and then they've just been like waiting tables.
And they also in the time they've been doing that have never gotten funnier or more creative.
Yeah.
Because also at the same time they're constantly drunk and on drugs and not focusing on any of what it takes to actually create anything interesting. They're just going through the motions of what they think they're supposed to do, and then one day they're like, "Oh, I'm 37. I'm still a bartender."
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
So
yeah, spending tip money on cocaine and it's pretty brutal sometimes.
Yeah, I think I mean, my heart goes out to them. Salute.
God bless.
Because so many of us are lost these days. The stability that once was is now not.
Yeah,
is now not.
See, I'm also lost, but I know I'm aware. I'm very acutely aware that I'm lost and have no purpose, and I'm figuring it out. I think.
Yeah. I think your mid 30s is a good time to discover yourself.
Yeah.
Honestly, nowadays maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it's we don't call it a midlife crisis anymore. We call it discovering yourself.
There you go. Right there. Yeah. Take that to the coffee shop.
Yeah.
So my name is Drew. Hey, as you might notice, we don't call it a midlife crisis anymore. We call it discovering yourself. Anyway, what else?
All right, that didn't work. Yeah, that's like a Alex Davenport bit.
No, that's way too clever for Alex.
Yeah.
That's way too smart and thoughtful for Alex. Dude, Alex is one of these guys. Dude, that motherfucker is like, what is he, like 40? And he hasn't even made it to waiter. He's a bus boy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like 40 and he still talks about how he was like an orphan, like little orphan Alex is what I call him.
Dude, that blew my mind when I was in the city, when I got to New York. The number of Asians I met with like Jewish last names.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, yeah, what is going on, dude? What happened?
The amount of Asians who had a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, are you all the ones that they threw in the river because it went over? Your parents went over the one child policy.
Yeah, they think of them as like Moses.
Yeah, there's so many Asians with like either just like Anglo or just straight up Jewish last names. Where I'm like, I don't want to pry, but why is your last name Adler?
Yeah.
And why are you gay? And I'm talking about a specific person now.
Yeah. Why is your last name David?
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
So, yeah, so, because like me, this is not financial advice. Because obviously I lost everything.
Yeah.
I had my lolcow moment where I went fucking nuts and everybody just was gawking at me like, who's the guy now? Boogie 20 whatever.
Yeah.
I was one of those guys for a minute. So I lost everything, and then just out of like sheer necessity and desperation, just like having to survive and having to work with what I have, I had to figure something out. So I started podcasting. I said to myself, I got what I need. I got a microphone, got a webcam, I got the guest Wi-Fi at the Days Inn.
Hell yeah.
I could just start podcasting because I got like a few people that follow me. So I start up this people catch on ... Yeah. Now I'm making.
Yeah, dude, you were fucking I mean, you're still grinding, but you were like grinding fucking hard for a bit there.
That might have been what drove me insane, was like I was neglecting everything in my body that was like sounding the alarms, saying like, you have to take care of yourself. You need to stop, like, you need to stop begging for attention and trying to be, I don't know, famous or whatever it is you're trying to do, and like take care of this powder keg that your brain is sitting on.
Yeah, stop doing psychedelics.
Stop doing psychedelics. Stop trying to fucking do stand up all the time. Stop trying to do so many podcasts. Stop trying to like vie for the affection of strangers.
Yeah,
and get all this attention or whatever it is, whatever. Because like I remember that time, I was completely going against everything that I like, my gut feeling that was telling me like, hey, slow down.
Yeah,
like walk away for a minute and just like stay out of people's like field of vision for a while. I didn't, and then
yeah, I blame Lemaire. Lemaire was kind of like fault. A bad influence on
it. It was 100% all Lemaire's fault.
Yeah,
and that's on record. Put that in the minutes of the meeting.
But I think you're good though. I don't think a lot of stuff exists from that period. You know what I mean? I don't.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, I deleted all the tweets, and then like anybody who witnessed that happen has been pretty understanding. It's just that my having to reckon with it and having to recover from it has been like, so it's still just like every day is like, I don't even know, like I don't know how I'm gonna fix this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, there was like a little period where I was like, dude, if that happened to me, you would never see me again. So I fucking commend like being able to come back, build this shit up again, from the ground up. And you're like, remember that episode where the episode of Simpsons where Mr. Burns loses everything and then he starts that like recycling facility with Lisa and he becomes rich as fuck again?
I'll be honest, I didn't watch that much of The Simpsons.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I watched South Park mostly and Family Guy.
What Simpsons was like banned, right?
No, Simpsons was on all the time. It was just that like, by the time I was like of an age where I was watching, I don't know, naughty cartoons, The Simpsons at that point was already seemed so tame to me that
Yeah,
I
it
just
was retro.
yeah. But I mean, I watched Futurama a lot,
Yeah.
and yeah, but for some reason, I feel like that's where I like have trouble connecting with a lot of people in my generation.
You don't get
Is that when
Simpsons
they talk about
references.
like season 4 of The Simpsons, I'm like, I completely passed me by, dude.
Yeah. It was fucking good. It seems like your exact kind of shit.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, it's just I just did not watch it at the age when I was supposed to. So now it's like, yeah, I guess I could go catch up and then just be like a new like a be like, have you guys seen this?
Yeah. Dalton watches Simpsons.
Did you guys
It's a
know
new
that
show, dude.
did you guys know that Conan O'Brien, the podcaster, it wrote for this show?
Shit.
Which is funny because I did watch Conan all the time. So
Goddamn
I
Conan,
was
dude.
aware that like Conan had written for it.
Yeah.
I was a big Conan head.
Dude. Conan fucking ruled so hard.
He
I'd
still
say,
does.
yeah.
He has been like unwavering his entire career. He's like never like bent the knee or sold out. It seems like
Yeah.
he's always been like done his career on his terms, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad he didn't have a show like on television when COVID was around because that would have broke my heart to see him.
I bet it would have been
be
great.
forced.
I bet it would have been great because I mean, who knows? But some of the best, funniest moments from his show on TBS was during that writer's strike.
Oh yeah, true.
When everything was just falling apart, and he was just like, "Well, we have to come back on TV so that at least my staff can get paid." But they didn't have any writers, so he just was like completely. He was doing like Eric Andre before Eric Andre.
Yeah.
Like I remember one episode, he just destroyed the set. Like he was up in the rafters and he had a beard and he looked insane.
Yeah, dude. Conan rocks. Friend of the show, Conan O'Brien.
Friend of the show, welcome anytime, Conan O'Brien. But yeah, so I started podcasting and now I make up. Honestly, dude, I think last month I was and not everyone can do it. Not everybody has the talent that I do. Not everybody has the spark, the gift that I've been given, the gumption, the chutzpah, the moxie, which is a soda from the Northeast that tastes like pennies.
Yeah, the it factor.
Yeah, the it factor. We all float down here. But I think last month between this channel and then various Patreons and everything, I think I've made like $1,000 podcasting.
Dude, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Just doing it the way that I've been doing it.
That plus your commission check plus your regular check, brother. You're making 6 figures, I think.
I think I'm the 6-figure salesman.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing is
I think we need to get merch back in the mix, honestly.
I'm working on it. I talked to my business manager. He's been going through some stuff. It's all, we got skeleton crew here.
But it has to be like Red Bar quality merch.
Yeah, it's good. The t-shirts will be $65 each.
Yeah.
Has it been? Oh yeah, I guess this channel has been around for a year. Raphael says it's been a year. Folks, hey, how about a super chat for the 1-year anniversary of?
What's your favorite moment?
Yeah, super chat is your favorite moment. Give me money. So that's something else that one can utilize in their journey toward financial freedom. Begging.
Yeah.
Begging.
It does work.
For money. It works. Yeah.
We're the panhandlers of the internet.
Yeah. But I mean, so I will say that, after all the time I spent like in and out of psych wards and getting all this just dealing with what I dealt with, right?
Yeah.
Everything burns to the ground. Now I got to recover and figure out how to get
Yeah.
back to zero and then move on from that. Trying to be establishing yourself as a content creator is dodgy at best.
Yeah.
It's good to have a more secure foundation for oneself, rather than podcasting and streaming. As great, as fun as it can be, and as lucrative as it can be, it could also be a lot of time spent not making money, and it also could. There's the real possibility it could never go anywhere.
Yeah. You got to diversify your revenue intake.
You got to diversify. Exactly. You have to diversify your revenue streams. I don't even think of it as like this is not making this is not making a lot of money or whatever. This is one of my revenue streams.
Yeah.
I'm a mogul. I'm a
Yeah.
businessman.
This is one of your ventures.
This is one of my ventures. I'm a 6-figure salesman. Diamond Hands Dalton, the first billionaire podcaster.
Oh, damn. Yeah, Diamond Hands Dalton. You got to bring that back more.
I'm
It kind of fell to the wayside.
We'll get into it because I'm diamond handing. Oddly enough, I've been diamond handing way too much. And I've set myself back a bit. You remember watching Dragon Ball Z as a kid?
Yeah.
And when they go to Namek, and it's it's episode after episode, the journey to Namek, and then they get to this one planet, and you think they're on Namek, and then it turns out that they've actually set themselves back a lot, but now they just continue forward to Namek. I basically have done that. I thought I was going on my way to where I was trying to get, and then I've actually inadvertently taken a detour where now it's going to be about 20 more episodes before we fight Frieza, so to speak.
Yeah, which candidate do you think's going to pump your stocks?
I don't think it matters. I think just like, who knows? But I mean, I think just like right now, given the fact that it's election season and everything's so uncertain, the market is like volatile and like dipping.
Yeah,
it's like in a place where it's like down or stagnant. Because I think a lot of people, due to the uncertainty, and I'm pulling this out of my ass, I'm just speculating. But I think due to the uncertainty of the election season, a lot of people are probably rotating into like gold and cash.
Yeah. Fucking gold guys, man.
Yeah.
I guess it did hit an all-time high.
Yeah, it was like $2,500 an ounce last I checked.
I do check gold. I do check also the futures on stuff like lean hogs, soybeans, stuff like that. Interesting stuff, dude. Lean hogs. Good investment, I think.
Sounds like my ex-wife.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know. I thought that because the Democrats cheat, I thought that they would kind of pump the market so they could be like, Kamala's pumping the markets. You might want to vote for her. So I think you're either going to get some of that, or if Trump wins after the election, he's going to pump the markets. I have this belief that the president can personally pump the market whenever they choose to.
Yeah, because it's all made up anyway.
Yeah, it's all fake.
Yeah, it's all memes. People talk about meme stocks, meme coins, whatever.
It's a meme market.
You have to change the way you think. It's all memes. It's just all memes anyway. Whether it's Dogecoin or that FFIE stock or Apple stock or lean hogs.
Yeah.
Any of it, it's just all memes because it's an abstraction of the real thing. So there is like a tangible, real thing that exists, but we're not dealing in that. We're dealing in the meme that represents that, which is the stock or the crypto or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's all virtual bullshit, dude.
Yeah. But before we get in, I will say this before we get into diamond handing, which I have some exciting tickers for that. I will, something I do think a lot of people, and myself included, I'm trying to figure this out. just like having knowledge of the job market and what is and is not like worth your time.
Yeah.
And it's no way like, you know, it's nobody's fault or like what am I trying to say? Look, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive, right? So people
Yeah.
just like will take whatever jobs they can get when they need them. But then I think a lot of people are not like realizing their worth or what is actually going to be worth their time.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about this today that when you're young, when you're like 18, 19, 20, it's just like I just need a job. I just need a job. And I did that when I was in college. I just got a job, like the first place that would hire me, which was at the Home Depot.
Hell yeah.
Which they hired me to be a cashier, and they started me at like $8.50 an hour. And they wouldn't even give me full. They wouldn't even give me full time hours. They would only give me 29 hours a week because they didn't want to have to pay my health insurance.
Damn.
So they're paying me $8.50 an hour to be a cashier. So just ringing people up, taking their cash, doing point of sale. But then they surprise me as like when I actually start working. What then gets added on to my workload is that with each transaction, everybody that checks out, they want me to try and to get people to sign up for Home Depot credit cards to like sell lines of credit.
Yeah.
And I think back on that and I'm like, I should have said like, so what's the commission on this? Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking doing it.
Yeah,
Like,
you have
you hired me
commission
to
brain now.
Yeah, you hired me to be a cashier. I didn't sign up to be a credit card salesman, which I'll do for you if I get a cut of every fucking $15,000 line of credit that someone signs up for. If you add something to my paycheck, I'll do it. But otherwise, if you're just gonna pay me $8.50 an hour, I'm gonna do the job I was hired to do, which is be a cashier. Like this is, you know what I mean? Like what you're asking me to do is not worth my time and effort. If it and it's like, oh, you're gonna fire me? Oh, where will I find another job that pays $8.50 an hour?
Yeah. $1 above federal minimum wage.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and so I think a lot of people are just maybe just doing what they got to do to survive. So you can't fault anyone for that. But I think it would behoove people to have a better understanding of like the job market itself and to know their own worth and to be a little more discerning when it comes to taking jobs, because like what can happen is you take a job, right? And you get like, and then it just consumes your life and it's not paying you fucking anything close to what you should be making considering what you're actually worth. And then but then you're like not motivated to find anything else because you just like settled into this routine or whatever it may be. My uncle, that happened to my uncle. He's like a really smart dude, extremely intelligent, who always just like sold himself short because he never got a college degree. He got a GED.
Yeah.
But he
was like insecure about that, or
yeah, I guess so. I guess like he thought he just like imposed these like parameters on himself, these limitations just based on the fact that he never got a college degree, which I think we understand now is worth about a warm bucket of spit anyway.
Yeah.
And so
you're doing complex shit.
Right. I mean, yeah, I suppose you would need a degree to be a doctor.
Yeah.
But I mean, even coding, you could just learn on your own. And
well, AI's taking that over now too.
Yeah, AI's taking that over anyway. But I mean, this is like a smart guy who would thrive in a number of fields. But he just like, for whatever reason, just got a job at a cardboard factory.
That's fantastic.
And just like busted his ass like 12 hours a day doing like hard manual labor. I don't know, making cardboard. And I think eventually became like maybe some shift manager, maybe.
Yeah.
And then eventually threw his back out, quit working, and now he has no money.
And that's
but the entire time he was at the cardboard factory, it's like, well, you're overqualified for this anyway. You should be doing something that pays you way more money. But you're like telling yourself the story of yourself that you don't deserve anything more. So people need to like That's why I say it all starts in the mind, dude. You got to tell
Yeah.
yourself, look, I don't know if everyone thinks this way, Drew. Maybe you and I do because we have gay English degrees.
Yeah.
But I like narrativize my life, right?
Yeah.
So
I
as
feel
I'm
you.
going about like my day to day, I'm telling myself the story of myself as it's happening, which I don't know. I don't know if that's like a shared experience, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. No, I narrate everything, dude.
Yeah. So, um, the rest is still unwritten. No one else can feel it for you. Yeah, dude. It's like that.
Yeah. No, my thing with like the job market is like I'll meet some people who have like just these shitty kind of like close, if not minimum wage, close to minimum wage jobs where they like pick the worst ones ever, where they have to deal with like customers or you know what I mean, just some kind of like stupid bullshit. And it's like, look, if you're gonna work like a minimum wage job or close to that, at least pick something where you can like pop in headphones. You don't have to deal with anybody. But it almost seems like people just don't know how to find jobs. Or like they're just not like conscious enough to think like even something like sales where it's like, okay, this is could be close to minimum wage, but I can also make commission.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's just so many people who don't know, like, where to look.
Yeah.
Because it's like with anything now, it used to be that you had to, like, pound the pavement and just go hand out resumes. So you had to go to, like, each individual business and be like, hello, good sir. Would you perchance be seeking help for this establishment? And you would actually talk to someone and you just would go into businesses. And then, like with anything, all these different companies or whatever start adding layers on top of that process to make it more efficient and user friendly and intuitive. Where rather than go to a place to give your resume to somebody, you go to like a website like
Yeah.
Indeed or Monster.com because that's easier and it allows you to get more resumes out there quickly. And what everybody's finding now is that all those websites are just bloated with jobs that don't exist, and they're
Yeah.
sending out hundreds of resumes a week and getting nothing.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think
That's
people, I think people don't realize there's still a version of going door to door to hand your resume out, but it's not actually leaving the house. You just think of a company and go to their website and then scroll down and click on careers
yeah.
and apply directly on their website and see if that, because that's how I got my job I have now. I just thought of a company that would have a sales department because I said like they this is another thing, they always say you got to play to your strengths. So like what are my strengths? Like what have I spent the last fucking decade trying to get good at?
Talking.
Jibber jabbering,
Yeah.
yeah, yippee yapping and bullshitting. So that parlays quite well into sales. It's the only thing I know how to do. Even people, there's people who say like I would make a good writer, and I'm like, I don't even know about that, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a good talker. I'm good at like if I just start flapping my lips, I can make something happen. But if you ask me to put pen to paper, I don't even know about that.
Yeah, nobody understands how hard writing jobs are to get. Like even something like not in showbiz or anything like that, just like let's say writing copyright bullshit, it's like almost in fucking possible. You have to know somebody.
Yeah,
You know, if
you
you
have to
catch
know
my drift.
somebody, and you have to already have like a portfolio.
Yeah.
You have to have like a body of work to get
Yeah, yeah.
a copywriting job that pays $50,000 a year.
Yeah, here's my notebook of joke and premises.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
let me send you a
difficult.
YouTube link to my 5 minutes
Yeah, yeah.
to my set at the Broadway Comedy Club. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Can I write the description for the fucking rugs on your website now?
Yeah, here's my 5 minutes at Freddy's Fun Mic.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I said, if I'm to develop a foundation for myself where how do I go from like where I am now to making like good money quickly and utilizing like the skills that I possess. And I was like, well, like many who have found themselves in a similar position of hopelessness and desperation, sales.
Yeah.
When you don't really know what to do with your life, you go, well, I guess there's sales.
Yeah, when they finally make the documentary on your life years from now, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, he was just grinding on the sales call. Little did he know he was honing his gift of podcasting." And
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be, you know what I mean? This is like it's like training for you, I
Dude,
think.
I will say every call I get just reminds me, like, man, I do not want to be doing this shit.
Yeah.
I cannot be here for years. This is like a 3 years tops kind of job, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep on telling myself that about this job, and then they'll give me a little bit more money, and I'm like, "All right, I'll stay another year instead of doing
Yeah,
something that doesn't make me wanna kill myself."
yeah, for sure. But I will say that sales has been one of those things that's where I've been able to play to my strengths. Where I went from getting hired and making just base pay during training and all that, and then hitting the phones, and then like month after month, just getting better and better at it, little by little, to
Yeah.
where now I'm consistently getting like pretty good commission checks where I'm like, oh, nice. I'm making like way more than the median salary in America at
Yeah.
my day job. And I achieved that in pretty quick amount of time. Um, so
Yeah,
that's
how long
like
have you been doing the sales?
not even a year, dude. I mean, and if you factor in how long the training was, like, because I started this job in October of last year, but training was so fucking long. I don't think I actually hit the sales floor until January.
Damn it. You were getting paid for training though, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like there was training, and then there was like actually taking calls, which was still part of my training. So I didn't start taking calls until like January, and then I don't think I even started like being able to get commission until like 2 or 3 months ago. And now I
Damn.
get like pretty good like commission where I go, okay, this is like a viable uh day job.
Yeah.
It's not something like I said, it's not something I would ever want to do forever as a career. And no judgment to anyone that does. I mean, anyone in this country is lucky to have a fucking career at any company.
Yeah.
But you know, I have too much of a gift.
Yeah.
To
No, dude, I think you can hone those sales skills, and then like if you ever come back to New York City, actually get like a pretty good fucking sales job.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah. I've
mean?
been thinking about it because like I'm looking at the kind of money that I'm gonna be able to make at this job, and then also just the wealth upon wealth that I'll be making podcasting. And so I do feel like it, you know it's next summer will be the summer of Dalton for sure.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Miguel and I have a friend named Chris. I think you've actually met him at Old Man Hustle, I think. But he was making six figs just selling like furniture and shit in some like fancy store. So I mean,
yeah, yeah, and I
dude,
can do that over the phone. I don't even
yeah.
go anywhere.
Is
Sales is
that
sales is fucking nuts, dude. It's crazy. Like I will say, the people that decry the scourge, the horrors of capitalism, just don't realize the opportunities that can only exist within this structure. Because on the fucking commune, there's no place for a fucking salesman. You know
yeah.
what I mean? When they're asking for like actual labor to be done, it's like, what do you like? Well, who's gonna sell the furniture when you get
Yeah.
done making it? They go, well, no, there is no sales. And I'm like, what? Whereas like within the structure we have, like free market capitalism, that's actually a skill set to be able to talk to people and sell things, and you can make like pretty good money doing it. So I think all these fucking people online, the Jake Floreses of the world that keep bitching about like capitalism, it's like
Oh my
you just
god.
haven't you just haven't realized your fucking power.
I
Like,
don't get the deal about hating capitalism. It's like, it kind of fucking rules. You can get rich and get pussy. Why would you hate that?
Yeah,
Why would you hate having cool shit?
because they don't want to have to do the hard work of like looking in the mirror and going, I'm a fucking loser, and then fixing that and turning it around and making tons of money. They'd rather just say, no, just everyone else should just be like at my level.
Yeah.
Equality of outcome
I
rather
kind
than equality of opportunity.
I kind of think Jake likes struggling. Like, I think it's recreational for him
Yeah.
to like bitch about shit and
I've met plenty
never.
of people like that who romanticize just living in the fucking dregs and struggling every single day as much as possible. They like they like have this romantic notion of almost like fucking Notes from the Underground or something.
Yeah, like they're Raskolnikovs, but they actually are like fucking losers. Actually,
Yeah,
Raskolnikov was a loser too, but
yeah. So
yeah,
there is that. I've been in that place before, and then eventually I had to say like, I there's too much opportunity out there, and I've been given and squandered too much opportunity to
yeah,
fucking
same.
to just like let myself be defeated, and so I that's why I say like, with all of this when you're talking about not just money, but just like I guess life itself, it all of it starts in your mind, like just the story that you're telling yourself about your own life, just writing, beginning to write one where you actually triumph. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because I mean, there is something to that, and I guess this is like dipping into Rhonda Byrne, The Secret territory, manifesting. But no, that's gay.
yeah,
I'm talking about just like believing in yourself. Just like actually in the same spirit as like a fucking Viking or
yeah.
Kratos.
Dude, you're kind of getting me pumped up as hell right now.
Well, yeah, because like I have a good friend of mine who might be schizophrenic,
Yeah,
but he's an interesting guy to talk to, and he's very smart, and he holds himself back a lot. But we've had these kinds of conversations before, and he said something to me that sounded like something a schizophrenic would say, but that was actually pretty profound. Where he said, we don't know like what the actual power of the human mind is. Like we don't really know what our minds are capable of. And I've thought about that a lot because there is something to that where when you start to like just within your own mind, I try to affect your own reality in some way,
yeah,
like truly, like believe in your own hero's journey or whatever it may be. You do it does start to project onto like reality itself. You start to actually begin to I don't know, like manipulate the world around you. And I think that's due to the fact that like now you have it now you have this the way like the way the processor in your fucking mind is running now is causing you to behave and act in a way where now the world is starting to reflect what you want from life, right?
yeah,
So it's not just that you're thinking all these thoughts and thinking about shit is what's changing it. It's that you're like truly believing in the story that you're telling yourself, and now your actions reflect that, and now you are um
putting shit into motion.
yeah, locking in.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people are kind of perpetually stuck in that little zone before you actually make your journey on the hero's journey. Damn, like now I'm kind of questioning if I'm one of those people. I probably am, to be honest. But yeah, you do see that a lot. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
even in comedy, people doing it, you do see them like not taking like the risk and stuff like
They
that,
don't they
or
don't do this. Like
yeah,
I've been streaming just out of necessity, and I realized like, oh, a lot of these people in comedy are stuck in this other either following trends or stuck in this antiquated mode of thought where they heard like a story that maybe Patrice said something once about what you should do as a comedian. And then they, I don't know, and then now they're just spinning their wheels all the time doing the things they think they should be doing rather than like meeting everyone in the fucking 21st century and doing just like experimenting, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's no, like, with anything, there's no like actual path.
Yeah.
There's these sort of like waypoints, these markers that you can kind of see and follow, and you might find some success or stability there. But it really is like, you know, fortune favors the bold. Like you just have to fucking, through sheer defiance of God and nature, you know, carve your own way into whatever success you want for yourself.
Yeah. I've kind of seen that with Troy. You know, shout out Troy.
Shout out Troy Heesh, Primitive State Podcast. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's just on Twitter every day being like, "Hey, at Doug Stanhope, will you come on my podcast?"
Yeah, the biggest people ever.
Yeah, and I think it's worked for him. I think
I admire it.
Yeah,
I admire it, to be honest.
I do that with pussy. Just like every first trap I see, what you getting into tonight?
Yeah, that shit's tight. I do like that. I do admire that about Troy. Currently banned on X, formerly Twitter.
Robbie wants to know, Drew, are you coming to the Cyclones game tomorrow?
There's a Cyclones game tomorrow. Text me what time, and then I'll see if I get out of work like early enough.
Speaking of Cyclones, let's get some super chats going.
Yeah.
So
let's get a cyclone of super chats.
And you know, and we'll get into some tickers here in a minute. We'll get into the diamond hands here in a second. But I'm reminded now of after the first time I got out of the psych ward, I got a job working for a guy who sells lamps.
Hell yeah.
He sold lamps and rugs. It was in an office. Yeah, he was basically like the merchant from Aladdin. Yeah, I think he actually was. I think he was like Syrian, maybe.
Yeah.
His name.
Did he have some kind of headgear?
No. He was like, he might have been born in Syria, but he lived in America he was just like a bro, but also I think Syrian. And Raphael says everyone left, but I'm seeing that at the top of the thing there's 31 people tuning in, so maybe the chat is just not as active as usual.
Yeah,
I gotta stop placating the chat. I'm gonna stop paying attention until it's a super chat. You know, now that's the story I'm telling. But I got a job working for a lamp merchant, and he was like this kind of eccentric millionaire guy.
Hell yeah.
You know, I think he, by the time I got in there was some drama in the office because like nobody had gotten a raise, but he had just bought like an actual Picasso for the office.
What? Like a real one?
I think he had all this artwork up in the office. I think one of the pieces he had was like an actual Picasso.
Damn.
But I do remember one day, this is before like I ended up having to go like before my body just completely shut down because of the medical shit I was going through. I was like working there, and he told me one day, he said, you know, he said like most people you deal with think of life in terms of like structure and what should and shouldn't be done and business, blah, 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 boring shit. He said, you know, like I'm a businessman, so I'm professional, but also you got to remember it's all a game. He was like, everything in this life is just a game. And he's like, he told me, he's like, if you could start thinking of it that way, just think of everything as a game, like you're playing a game, then then you'll start to succeed when you start understanding that all of this is but a game to be played.
Yeah, you have to think about life as like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it's like World of Warcraft or Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, and you're grinding, you're killing mobs.
Dude, I think of it that I do my sales job. Every call I get is just some fucked up goblin that I gotta, you know, I get done and it's like, bum, 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 and then the bar goes, those are my XP points onto the next one, dude.
You get a few more coins.
Yeah, and then eventually I get a mini boss on the phone where I'm like, okay, here we go. Now now I got one on the line, dude.
Yeah, it's chirping in the background and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of I suppose when it comes to money and success and just life in general, we're just kind of dropped into this, right? This whole you think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all of what's this? What did she say? The Kamala quote where she's like, "You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you, or whatever."
Is that what the coconut thing is about?
Yeah, dude, it's just one of those dumb like wine lady things she said.
Yeah.
It's just nonsense that she said, and everybody was like, "The coconut, we're cocoa nuts for Kamala." But no, it's just a goofy thing she said once.
Yeah, at first I saw the coconut thing, I was like, this kind of racist.
No, it's literally just like, my mom, Jamaican mom or whatever, she would say to me, "You think you just fell off a coconut tree? You exist in the context in which you live and what came before you." And then everybody was like, "I guess that means something."
Yeah, for her, she just started sucking dick on her way up.
Yeah, she sucked Montel Williams' dick.
She's
oh
shit.
But we're all just kind of dropped. Honestly, being born is like falling out of a coconut tree. It is like, what the fuck, dude? And then you start to get an idea of the context. You start to begin to understand the context in which you live and what came before you. And so you have these, and so then you're like told the way everything is supposed to go and what you're supposed to do and how how you're supposed to live your life. And now everybody has this like program that they've been given. They've been coded to carry out a certain function.
Yeah, the world. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Drew.
I was going to just say that the world is kind of like the Matrix, and we're all like Neo when you think about it. I mean,
honestly, yes. Honestly, yeah, dude. That sounds corny nowadays because all that shit got co-opted by like Andrew Tate.
Yeah, and trans people.
But it's like the actual like original. Well, I guess the fucking Wachowskis themselves have said it's trans.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at any point you can look around and go, okay, so the simulation is not that I live in a fucking computer. It's just this like agreed upon set of rules and regulations and programming that many people are like, all the little ants are marching. They all do it the same. It's that.
Yeah.
And you could just at any point go, yeah, I'm going to figure something else out because I can just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And that all starts in the mind, dude. That's the red pill. The red pill is not hating women and stop, quit watching porn. Watch as much porn as you want.
Yeah, dude, I need to cut back, to be honest.
But love the ladies, though. Ladies, if you're out there, we love you.
Not me.
Not Drew.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could just like change your mindset at any time, and now you've escaped like the programming.
Yeah, is that what you think? That's kind of what criminals do too, though. They're just kind of like, oh, I don't have to do all this bullshit like the law. I don't have to obey the law.
That's why so many of us guys we like have this like the fantasy of the Sopranos.
Yeah,
like, you see the Sopranos, and you go, "Well, killing people's not cool. I don't want to do that. The violence I don't want to do, but the fact that these guys get to exist outside of the system is pretty tight. That is like what makes it so engaging and interesting is that it's guys who like kind of had the same realization where they were like, well, the world as it is, like these structures that are in place are not none of this is designed for anyone to actually be able to succeed necessarily.
Yeah,
Like
we gotta.
it's all designed to kind of get you to assimilate and grind away your individuality and like drive, right?
Yeah,
And so these like the Soprano, the Mafia guys just said we'll do our own thing outside of that, and in spite of everything that society dictates, we're gonna have our own empire.
yeah, we have our
And
own operation going. We're
this
loan
thing of ours,
sharking.
yeah. So I mean that's what there is something about that that's like enticing. So that I suppose you could draw from criminality and you know utilize that in your own um goings ons.
Yeah, you could
But
take the same line of thinking, but apply it to something legal,
yeah, like
like podcast.
like podcasting, yeah, this thing of ours.
Yeah.
Or you could, or you know, take a fucking open up an account at Chase Bank and deposit a hot check, and then withdraw the cash.
Dude, I seriously wonder how many people actually did that and now are in massive debt
I don't
or
know, dude.
legal trouble.
Yeah, it might just be a meme. Who
I
knows? It
think it
might.
is.
Yeah, I don't know
Everything's
if
a
anyone.
meme now,
I don't
dude.
know if anyone actually. Because like when I saw what the actual glitch was, I'm like, so you mean like just check fraud?
Yeah, yeah,
Just like what my aunt used to do?
yeah. What my mom went to prison for? Oh, okay.
Yeah, just cashing hot checks.
Yeah.
This is the loophole you discovered at Chase Bank is yeah, you can cash a hot check. Yeah, man. What a cool what a great those videos are so funny, dude. Those it's usually I mean not to you know take it to a racial place, but it's usually a black guy and he's got the
Yeah.
videos where he's like trying to like break down money where he's like
Yeah.
you want to open up an LLC and then you get once you got an LLC you incorporate yourself and then you know start a business and they get another LLC and then like by the end of the video you realize like he's just describing a type of fraud.
Yeah. He's talking about like loan fraud or
Yeah,
something.
he's just describing a way to like move money around different like fraudulent like businesses that you opened to you know. And so that's what this Chase thing sounds like is another one of those where it's just like, oh yeah, it's just another type of fraud that you figured out.
Yeah. Fraud is kind of tight though.
Fraud is kind of tight, yeah, yeah. I discovered one by accident when I was crazy, which is that I guess you have to have no money to want to do this. But if you have no money in your bank account, but you have a PayPal account linked to your bank account,
Yeah.
you can order a bunch of shit off the internet using your PayPal, and they'll still deliver it. And then you just owe PayPal $2,000.
Yeah, I figured out one in my early 20s where you can go to multiple cash advance places and take out a bunch of cash advances and then just never pay them back. And 7 years later, it'll just all disappear.
What a cool money glitch you discovered.
Yeah.
Just don't pay your bills.
Yeah. Just take out loans and never pay them back.
I think I'm doing that right now. I think that's the fucking money glitch. You know the hack that I figured out is just hey, you don't have to pay Synchrony Bank.
Yeah.
You could just ignore every phone call.
Shit. Yeah.
So, this is not financial advice, but I would say that the Robinhood app is probably ruining many lives. Has ruined a lot of lives since it came out.
Yeah.
Mine included. So, did you see? So, have you been following the stock news? Stock.
I check the tickers every day, but nothing specific because I'm a pussy.
I'm not, dude. I'm a total DGen Diamond Hands.
You're still putting money in?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I probably kill myself at this point. I'm so scared of that shit.
No, it's just like whatever, dude. I'll make it back on the next one. And I might make it back on the losers. The losers are losers right now, but unrealized loss is only unrealized.
Yeah, you don't
It's
lose the
only
money until you actualize it.
you don't lose the money until you sell. So just
Yeah.
hold it and go, well, it can't go any lower, and then it goes lower. You go, well, it's definitely not going any lower now. And then you just wait till it goes back up.
Yeah, it definitely is never going to go to zero.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes it gets delisted. Sometimes you get that alert where it's like, yeah, this company's going bankrupt. This is delisting.
I was looking at some of those stocks that like had the reverse splits, like Green Wave, and I'm like, dude, this is gonna go below $1 again.
It already is. I got fucked on that one.
Yeah.
It's already at like below 50 cents.
What? It went back that
low?
It
went that low again.
I think the last time I checked it, it was like 115.
I got hit with like, I think like 4 different reverse splits. I have like 4 different tickers where they were like, I checked it one day and I'm like, why did this just drop 40%? And then I search for it on Twitter and everybody's like, company just announced an RS. Everybody's getting out.
It's fucking worse, dude.
But did you see? I showed you that one that I found. Folks, welcome to the Idiot Investor. Now it's time to. This is not financial advice. It's time to get into the high stakes world of Wall Street. It's the running of the bulls and bears. That one that I found that a lot of it's like there's a there's a lot of tittering surrounding this ticker. There's a titter on this ticker.
Okay.
It's WTO. The company's called U-Time. It's some Chinese horseshit.
U-Time, dude. No, the Chinese ones are always pump and dumps.
Yeah. So last Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, it was trading at $2.13 a share.
Respectable.
And then that day, I think by the end of the day, hit the bottom at 5 cents. It fucking nosedived to the point where people were like, well, something illegal has happened. Yeah. And the SEC maybe should get involved. And then it started to climb back up. And so I bought in at like 0.0998, so like 10 cents.
Yeah.
So when I bought that same day, it went up to like 14 cents. and then by the end of Friday, it closed at 8 cents. So I'm down. Yeah. But
you need to just get the sell at 14.
I guess I should have. Who knows? But you can't sell same day because of the FINRA regulation. I'm not a day trader. I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
Folks, for those who don't know, in order to day trade, you have to have at least $25,000 in your brokerage account.
Yeah, it used to be 800, but then they were like, we don't want poor people making money.
Yeah, day traders are demented. I follow all of them on Twitter, and they are psychos, dude.
Yeah, I think you have to be a psycho to be successful at any of this.
Yeah, you have to be willing to go through like however long it takes, where you're just like hemorrhaging thousands of dollars trying to figure it out until you start making money, and then you start like you go from losing hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars a day. And just like fucking yourself on bad timing and not know what you're doing to then you make like $1,000, $2,000 in a day and you just keep growing. So like what it takes to actually succeed as a day trader, it seems like, is to go through a period where you lose all of your fucking money.
Yep.
and then start to figure it out and then make it back and then being able to play it smart where you're like 20% I'm out. You start taking profits. And then grow your account. Because, I mean, like, I see some of these guys, like, as fucking mean and seemingly stupid as they are, just as people.
Yeah.
And demented. Like, they'll go, they're up at 4 a.m. every day. And they'll make, like, 10 grand a day doing this. Yeah. But it feels like by the time you get to a place where you are able to do that, something in you is like broken, where you're now like a mutation of what you once were.
I feel like all those guys think that they're the dude from American Psycho. Like you kind of have to have the American Psycho personality to be able to deal with like the the emotions that you don't want to feel while trading.
To be able to look at an app and go, huh, I just lost $4,000, and then just like have nothing to feel nothing about that is you have to like harden your heart. You have to remove your soul to just open the Robinhood app or look at like whatever you're using and go, oh nice, I'm down $15,000, huh?
Yeah. You also have to start killing people.
Yeah, but yeah. So this one ticker WTO, there's a lot of buzz because like there's so many people that when it dropped, everyone was like, well, shit, man. I mean, obviously this is still kind of high risk because it's like an unknown Chinese, probably pump and dump, but to drop from 213 to 5 cents is like, well, I mean, how much of a risk is it? You know, so a ton of people went in heavy on this, and so the company is even like starting to come out and say, hey, we're actually investigating this, and you know, I don't think we're going to do a reverse split. So there's like, it's a lot of people are pretty bullish on it. So there's some speculation that this could go back up to where it was this week, which if it does, I'll make all my money back and then some on all my bad investments. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, I saw that. I remember the stock now. I saw that huge dip that it took, and I was like, I can't do it, dude. That shit's way too close to zero for me.
Yeah, when it hit 5, I was like, well, this would be, I mean, I guess I should buy now, but what if it gets delisted? And then when it started going back up, I got the FOMO, as they call it.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll buy it 10. You know, it's going to keep climbing. And it didn't. But I think it might climb back up this week. So I have some price
what
targets.
Even was it? What's the
I don't
company?
even know what the company does.
I have no idea what the company does.
Dude, no idea, man.
Memes, they do something Chinese. I don't know.
Yeah, they play joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, they it's the company that puts all the PP in all the Cokes.
There we go.
Guess. Yeah, so I'm in on that one. And then I have like all these other tickers that I just went in on and held too long, where I'm like, well, I'm just not going to sell now. I'll just like, hopefully these go back up at some point.
Yeah, I think that's all you can do at this point.
Yeah.
Just pray.
I don't know why, dude, to be honest, I want to figure this out so bad, but you have to go through so much turmoil. Like,
yeah,
the amount of like pain and suffering you have to go through to figure it out is a lot.
Yeah, you're like the dude from There Will Be Blood when he finds the silver and he has to crawl back to town, basically. You know?
Yeah.
I think
Blake Turner in the chat says, Dalton, look up averaging down. I know what averaging down is. I know what dollar cost averaging is. I know a thing or two.
It's so funny how much this has like consumed your life.
Well, I mean, to some degree, like for the most part, my day to day is like, you know, I work and then I do my shows. I do my programs.
Yeah,
and you know, piddle around, and then like check the Robinhood app here and there. But for the most part, it's kind of on the back burner.
Yeah,
but I'm starting to get ramped up again, you know, because I'm excited about this ticker, and maybe we're heading into another bull season. Who knows?
Yeah, dude. Trump's gonna win. He's gonna pump the stock market.
Yeah, but I really want to figure this out, because my whole life I always heard you got to make your money work for you, and so what better way to make your money work for you than gambling?
Yeah,
on the stock market. Because I mean, if I could get to it would be tight to have like an understanding of this and get to have the skill set and get to a place where I could just in a day, you know, check the app, go in on a stock, hour later sell it and make like $1,000 in a day. That'd be tight to be able to do that, to have that just in my back pocket whenever I need it.
Yeah.
Because I remember What were you gonna say?
I said it also sounds like a way to lose a lot of fucking money.
Well, I remember when I got in on FFIE, which is like still the one that everybody remember, like everybody on stock twits and the stock Twitter talks about, because that was such a big event that this stock ran from 9 cents to like $3.50. And I remember when I got in on that, I randomly just ended up talking to a guy who does day trading just through Twitter.
Yeah.
And I told him about it, and he said, I don't know, man, this sounds sketchy as shit. I've never heard of this company. And I was like, well, hey, man, I'm brand new. I have no clue what I'm talking about. This is just like what a lot of people are saying. And then the next day I talked to him, and he was like, hey, man, thank you for the stock tip. I had a 5-figure day yesterday. And I go, what? He's like, yeah, man, I had a 5-figure day. And he's like, check this out. And he sent me a message of his return on that. And he made $30,000 in one
Jesus
day.
Christ.
Which means he probably invested probably like 10 grand.
At what point was it though? Like when did he buy in?
He bought like it that day, so probably around like 40 or 50 cents a share.
Oh shit.
And
he
then
could have made even more.
And then but because he's like a day trader, because what do they say? Take profits.
Yeah.
You know, don't hold out for the moon or the rocket ship, because that's a good way to lose money. Play it safe, take profits, and then start planning start strategizing for the next trade. So I think he set a price target and sold when he hit like 30% and made like 30 grand.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, man. In one day. But he told me, like, doing trading and like trying to figure it out, he's had days where he's lost in like a matter of minutes $50,000.
Yeah. I mean, there's that story about that guy who got his inheritance from his grandma.
That was so funny. Yeah. He went all in on Intel.
Yeah. The same day that they like went, it was like negative like 30% or something like that. I think it was like all options too, which you can lose even more money than just
options. Dude, it's so funny how most people never fuck with the stock market. Like, most people's understanding of the stock market is just that like it exists.
Yeah.
And they go, I've heard of the NASDAQ. I see the tickers when I'm watching whoever's on Fox News now. I was gonna say Tucker Carlson, but I don't even know anymore. But they don't, like, they never even, it's all it might as well be like Chinese or Greek.
Yeah.
Just another language. But like now that I kind of have an understanding of how options work, I'm like, this literally is just gambling. Like, you can dress it up however you want, but this is true like degenerate gambling.
Yeah, because like it becomes worthless. Like, it's not even like investing in an actual stock. You have like a deadline that you have to make money by, or else you're just giving your money to I don't know who. Just giving your money.
I haven't, dude. When if I ever start fucking around with options, it's because I've already made like a ton of money. I'm not touching that shit.
Yeah.
Until I'm like already up tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's so scary to me to try and fuck with options.
Yeah, you do stocks the way people bet on sports, pretty much.
But that's what I mean. That's definitely been more like that proliferized. Is that the word I'm looking for? With like the advent of being able to trade through like apps. Like now that you can just download Robinhood or Webull, it's so accessible now that I think a lot of people are just doing it like sports betting.
Yeah. Which is cool.
I've seen people make really good money sports betting.
Yeah.
I think like most of the American economy at this point is like different forms of gambling.
Also very cool.
Very cool, yeah.
Yeah, gambling rules, dude.
Gambling
when you think about it, life is a gamble in and of itself.
That's true. The whole Shakespeare said, all the world's indeed a stage.
Yeah,
merely players. But I say all the world's indeed a casino,
Yeah.
and we are merely players,
Gamblers.
gamblers. Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, and gambling is awesome. I love going to. I've never been to Vegas, but dude, nothing better than going to the world's saddest, most desperate Indian casino in Oklahoma, and
Yeah.
hitting the fucking Lucky Duck slot machine.
Yeah, gambling does rule at casinos. When
Mm-hmm.
we're in Philly, I gambled a little bit and lost like $100 in a matter of like, it had to have been like 30 minutes. I was like, I'm taking out 100. This is all I'm going to spend. And then it was just like fucking gone. But I had
Yeah,
fun doing it. I got like a couple free beers.
dude, I'm such a gambling addict that like when I get the second I step into a casino, I start like shaking. I'm
Yeah,
just
with
like, oh
adrenaline.
yeah, I'm like, yes, I'm powering up, and then I sit down at a slot machine, and I've had nights where I'll put in like a $20 bill, and then I'll be up like a grand.
Really?
Yeah, I've had nights where it's like I'll make a stupid like put in a 20 max bet, so like make like a $7 bet, and then it hits, and I'm up like $1,000, and then I just can't stop. And so by the end of the night, I'm down like $400. I'm at the ATM, like just one more. I'll win it all back and then some. And then
Yeah.
eventually somebody has to pull me out of there and be like, "Why didn't you leave when you were up $1,000?" I'm like, "You don't
Yeah.
understand."
Yeah, you've overdrafted your bank account.
Yeah, yeah. You ever see those people like when you're leaving a casino, just like a woman like smoking a cigarette and crying, sitting outside the casino.
Yeah. I want to study like the Chinese people at casinos because they seem to be doing all right.
You and I have talked about this. For them, it's I don't even know if it's gambling. It seems like they possess like a skill set. Like it's a sport.
Yeah, they
They
got
have
a
like an
system, dude.
ability for it.
Yeah, they have like their abacus and stuff. And
Yeah, they're at the pie gal table where I'm like, I don't even know what this game is, but a bunch of Chinese people here are making tons of money right now.
yeah. Oh shit, they do rule. Yeah, I would love to be able to know how to play cards or anything. I think the only thing I know how to play is blackjack, and I suck at that shit.
You know what's a good one? This is financial advice. If you're trying to, folks, welcome to this is the Idiot Investor, how to secure your financial freedom. That's what this show is all about. Bubble craps. You ever play bubble craps?
No, I have no idea what that is.
It's just craps, but rather than like a craps dealer where it's the big open table, there's a guy in a vest and the rake. It's a craps machine where in the center of the machine is a giant like what's the game? Trouble the Pop-O-Matic bubble.
Yeah.
And so and then inside of that is these two giant dice. and so the machine like seats a number of people around the dice, and you have in front of you your digital like touch screen that represents like how you want to make your bets. And then when it's but it plays exactly like craps, so it's all digital, and there's the trouble bubble in the center, and you just make your bets, and then everybody rolls, and craps is one of those ones where there's so many different ways to bet. It's been so long since I played it. I can't really remember how to play it at this point, but I remember when I did have kind of an understanding of how to play craps. There are ways you can bet to like mitigate the risk of gambling with craps.
Yeah.
Where if you're willing to sit at a craps table for like 6 hours, you can walk away with some money and not like run the risk of losing a ton of money. You can also make like really stupid Hail Mary bets that if they pay off, they pay like 100 to 1.
Damn.
Like there's one you can make where you'll bet that it's going to come up boxcars. So you're betting that it's going to be boxcars, 2 6s.
Okay.
So you're betting that's going to be a 12, and there's 2 6s.
So you're just betting on like one hand.
Yeah,
one specific hand.
You're saying like for this one bet, I'm betting that it's going to come up boxcars, which is a 12, 2 6s.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, you just lose the money on that bet.
Does dice exist at like casinos? Just like a black guy's dice game? Does that?
No, I don't think so.
Damn.
I think there's craps, but that's a great investment strategy though. Is bubble craps or
Yeah.
just craps? But I like the bubble, I like the digital one because it's like a fun. It's a big thing, and then when you push the button, it goes chugga, 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 and then it pops, and the dice fall. It's very fun.
It's very theatrical.
Yeah, and you don't run the risk of like pissing anyone off because you're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
There's no dealer to like slap your hand. You just make stupid bets and go, well, I thank God nobody saw me not know how to play this.
Yeah. You haven't gotten me itching to get back in the stock market, but now you do have me itching to go to a casino.
Maybe I'm a bad influence, dude.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of, let's get some super chats going. I mean, if you got like $100, I mean, I guess go in on WTO tomorrow. Hit the pre-market 7 a.m., dude.
I'll be watching it.
Open up that Robinhood. Dude, I'm hoping and fucking praying this thing gets back to $2.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think that like FFIE kind of like
it fucked me up, man.
well, it set your expectations so high for like what a stock can do when that was
Yeah.
probably like
I've
a
been
one.
chasing that high and losing money ever since, dude.
Yeah.
If you could see my portfolio, I'm not sharing my portfolio until I'm in the green. But if anybody could see right now, you'd fucking vomit. You'd be
Yeah,
like, dude, I don't know how you haven't fucking killed yourself yet.
Yeah, I wonder every single day.
You can't give up, dude.
It's
That's
just
what I'm saying.
it's so painful.
It's very painful, but it motivates you because, like, when I'm down as much money as I'm down, I have my day job, my sales job, and I go, well, now the fucking rubber meets the road. It's time to sell to get these commissions up.
Yeah.
Because I have lost so much money. That's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. This is also not this is financial advice, actually. Ruin your life.
Yeah.
Put yourself in such a dire situation that you absolutely have to succeed now. And it makes you'll do to the like sheer necessity and just like that you have to survive. You'll work extremely hard to crawl your way out of that, and then you'll shoot over where you were before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Put yourself in like a pursuit of happiness situation. Have a child that you need to support.
Yeah.
Be living in restrooms.
Yeah. Put yourself in a do or die situation. Burn your fucking life to the ground, and then from there rise from the ashes like a phoenix.
Yeah.
That is financial advice.
When I was doing stocks during COVID, there was a part of me that wanted to take out a loan so that I could invest it in stocks. And then I actually did try to take out a loan, but my credit was so bad that they were like, we cannot give you any money.
Yeah, and if they had asked you, if they had even like tried to offer you any amnesty where they're like, well, what's this for? And you'd be like, stocks. Like, okay, well.
Yeah, I was trying to say that I was moving. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting a personal loan's hard.
Yeah. As it should be. Yeah, money is just really fascinating because it's ruining all of our lives. This constant struggle and need for money, but it's also awesome.
Yeah, it's also the coolest thing, actually.
Yeah, and it is kind of game. It is like kind of a game. It's like, I guess like the ultimate question is like, what is money? Because it's the driving force behind like our lives basically, and yet it's this very like abstract concept like money itself.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of these people who says like, oh, it's not real or it's not money can't buy happiness or like whatever fucking stories people try to tell themselves to cope with the fact that their lives fucking suck.
Yeah.
It's just more like, I think like once you're able to conceptualize like what money actually is, you can then start understanding better like how to procure more of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate when people say that money can't buy happiness because it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's
Dude,
like
that sounds like something rich people invented. Like
yeah.
it's like a psyop. It's like something that they invented to tell poor people to keep them complacent.
Yeah.
To like because I will say like at a certain point it's like you get diminishing returns or you just reach like the threshold. But money absolutely can make you happier.
Yeah.
Like when I get paid, like when I get a paycheck, I'm like, oh, I feel much better now.
Yeah. True. Checking the bank account, seeing that you have more money than you'd had before is
Yeah, man.
a rush.
Yeah. So money's one of those things where it can't be your only focus. Like there is more to life, but it's like, I mean, you do have to understand the value of a dollar and like respect it. It's pretty fucking goddamn important.
Yeah. Yep.
And especially oh yeah, Jeff Hewitt in the chat makes a good point. Tosh had that bit where it was like try frowning on a Sea-Doo, which is interesting that he went with Sea-Doo and not jet ski, a different brand. Most people would say jet ski, but his a little bit of creative flair saying
Yeah.
Sea-Doo.
I do like Sea-Doo.
Now Sea-Doo, now Sea-Don't.
Yeah, one of the best days in my life was when I got my severance check from the military. It was like 10 grand. Just one day I woke up and I checked my bank account expecting there to be like 13 bucks in it or something around that. And then I had 10 grand and it was literally probably the happiest I've ever been besides like the first time I had sex. Those are like the two happy points in my life, actually. Getting 10 grand and the first time I ever got pussy.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because like what is what is money? What is a dollar? What's the value of a dollar?
I just think of money as like pussy credits.
Yeah. It's pussy credits. It's like, how much do I need to get some pussy?
Yeah.
Can I cash in for some pussy now?
Yeah.
Is this enough? Honestly, kind of, yeah.
Dude, legitimately, there was this hot girl I knew that was way out of my league, and she would talk about like dudes' accounts she would come across on Tinder. And she said her favorite accounts and the ones that always got her to like or swipe right were the accounts where like a dude would have like pictures of himself doing rich people shit, and then at the very end it would just be like the amount of money in his bank account. So it fucking works, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, people are very like, and like people don't exist at like some higher plane of existence beyond materialism. People are extremely shallow and materialistic.
Yeah.
We like to think that we have some sort of transcendent quality, but no, it's like since the dawn of man, since we first started being able to like interact with each other and communicate and build society, we've more than anything valued just like shiny things and wealth, and go, that's never changed in this narrative that we're somehow above that, or that like money, these sayings that people have, money can't buy happiness, money isn't everything, money's not that important. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's extremely fucking important.
Yeah, it could be the most important thing that there is.
Yeah, you want to get, like, your goal should be to get to a place where it's finally not important. where you get like you can finally get to a place where you go, all right, now I don't like I'm at a place where I can think about other things.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually like that's where it's like when you don't have money, it's when you're not at like the financial place you want to be, or you're not like financially stable or comfortable. That's when you go, oh, actually, this is extremely I gotta like focus on this right now. This is really important, and then you like get to a place where you can live a life where now it's kind of on the back burner.
Yeah.
What was that James Baldwin quote where he was like, I think James Baldwin said, "Eating ain't cheating." No, he said,
James Baldwin?
James Baldwin has a quote where he said something like, money is a lot like sex. When you don't, fuck, what is that? I gotta look it up because I can't remember it.
Yeah, I'm starting to think like the message behind. I'm starting to think Shrek was kind of like a psyop. It's like they're trying to tell us that you can be like this ugly dude living in a swamp and you can still like get princess pussy, but it's just simply not true.
Yeah. So James Baldwin said, money, it turned out, was exactly like sex. You thought of nothing else if you didn't have it, and thought of other things if you did.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It is very true.
Yeah. Raphael says, James Baldwin said, money's a lot like sex. I'm gay. I'm fiscally homosexual.
Raphael's in Brazil, right?
Yeah, Raphael's in the third world.
Yeah, damn, dude.
No super chats. I got no super chats.
Yeah, it's dry out there.
Sorry,
dude.
Drew. You don't get your cut because we made $0.
Yeah, dude. I'm a box office poison.
You're streaming your fucking YouTube poison right now, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Robinhood app's gonna work out for me. I think that's where I'll find my fortune.
Yeah,
then I can focus on other things,
Yeah, you gotta get into it like that dude from Pi.
Yeah, I gotta drill a hole in my head.
Yeah.
That's also another way to fix everything. Is just lobotomize yourself.
Yeah, lobotomies do fix everything, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Lobotomy.
Lobotomy.
Hey, lobotomy. Yeah. Raphael says he thinks Monday is a bad day for a stream. Maybe.
Yeah, it is Labor Day too. Everyone's fucking drunk.
Oh, that's right. It's Labor Day. All right. Well, hey, I'm glad that you don't have anything to do, Drew.
Yeah.
It's actually, I didn't even consider that when I messaged you, but good thing that we're both fucking losers.
Yeah, we're both focused on the grind.
Yeah, we're focused on the bag, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, this is nice. The Bizza 451 says money's like sex. It's hard to get and doesn't last long. Hey, ain't that the damn truth, brother?
That's the truth.
Actually, sex lasts pretty long for me because I have trouble being intimate with other people.
Yeah, I mean, I have like a non-functional penis too.
Dude, it's like when I'm like jacking off, I can go from 0 to bust in like a couple minutes. Like I've had days where I'm like, oh, I got like 3 minutes, so I gotta get back to work, and I like crank one out and have time to spare.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like when I'm actually with somebody, I struggle so much with like that kind of closeness and intimacy.
Yeah,
and just like have like I don't know, like being that vulnerable.
Yeah,
because truly that's what it is. Like being able to like relinquish that kind of yourself to the pussy, being able to relinquish thyself to the pussy. That I like struggle to actually ejaculate. Where I'm like, damn, you would think that I would bust immediately, considering how much I've thought about this. That this has been the only thing I've thought about for fucking ever, and now that it's happening, I'm like, I'm actually considering
just jacking off,
just jacking off, just being like, give it to me, just give it to me, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, no, I kind of have the same problem. I just can't bust. There's been plenty of times where I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna say that I busted. Like I fake orgasms sometimes.
Yeah, you got to sometimes.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, look at
problem.
this, $2 from Lucas Danner. Nut sunning may help with your dysfunctional bud.
Yeah, your balls just need some vitamin D.
Maybe I should expose my nuts
Yeah,
to
you
the
should start
sun.
exposing yourself.
The sun is powerful. I do need to get out in the sun more. I live like a sickly Victorian lady these days. Just in bed, like, oh, what is what doth what doth this life? Um, yeah, man.
Yeah, this vape's starting to taste like circuitry.
What is that?
It's a Geek Bar Pulse Miami Mint on
Nice,
zero, still going strong though. It's
but
been on zero.
starting
It's
to
been
taste
on
kind of burnt.
Yeah, but it's been on zero for like a week, dude.
I had to re up today. My sour apple ice turned into start tasting like burnt motherboards.
Yeah,
So I got this. I got the Geek Bar. They have my favorite flavor, the Geek Bar Pulse frozen pina colada.
hell yeah.
Dude, it's like I'm at the tropics every time
yeah, you're in
yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, dude. I went to the convenience store and I got this and I got 2 bags of Nerds gummy clusters and I'm drinking a Coke Zero, eating Nerds gummy clusters and smoking the Geek Bar frozen pina colada. And I'm just like, yeah, why would I ever be concerned about microplastics or seed oil? Like, what? You know what I mean? I'm like,
Putting far worse shit in your
I'm
body.
filling my body with shit that is pretty blatantly and deliberately poison, all of it.
Yeah, I wake up coughing now. It's pretty bad, actually. I'd just be in like a coughing fit, and then Miguel will get pissed because I woke him up just with like my baby coughs.
You got to power through it. I had that for a minute where I would wake up and just like could not stop coughing and get lightheaded, and they just went away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your lungs adapted to the
Your lungs,
to the vape.
it is like Crimes of the Future where you just like mutate and you go, oh, I guess I'm like part vape now.
Yeah.
I guess I've adapted to vape and now it's actually like healthy. It's nutritious for me to vape.
Yeah, it's more like being like a hardcore alcoholic though, and you just need vape to subsist.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like if I wake up in the middle of the night to go piss, I'm also like scrambling. Like I'm like, well, fuck,
Yeah,
I'm
me
awake. I
too.
gotta hit the vape. It's
Yeah, I can't go to the bathroom without my vape.
It's so addicting, man. It's weird. It's weird how like I enjoy the taste of cigarettes, like the flavor of tobacco. Yeah. But when it comes to vaping, miss me with that tobacco flavor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I want some fucking Willy Wonka shit in my vape.
It's so fucking like it's just like an artificial tobacco flavor. It's disgusting.
I never understood it. Like when people would switch from cigarettes to vaping and still get the tobacco flavor, I'm like, why are you just punishing yourself? Like this doesn't even it's such a I don't even know how to describe it. It's so far removed from what tobacco actually tastes like. Like it has like a whisper, like an echo of tobacco, but it doesn't taste like a cigarette at all.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Why not just get like fun? You're already vaping. You already look like a fucking idiot. So why not indulge and get like frozen pina colada?
Yeah. Remember when vaping was gay?
Yeah. Well, that was back in the times of the rig when you had to get a fucking rig.
Yeah.
And everybody had these like big, like bulky batons that they would walk around with.
Yeah, they're like walkie-talkies.
Yeah, and you would be in a bar and be like, man, what the fuck smells like cinnamon rolls? And then you just see a cloud of vape and you'd be like, fuck this, dude. But now they figured it out where it's, I think because like a lot of people got into Juuls and then those got Juuls.
Yeah,
Juuls. And then those got outlawed. And so, but then China swooped in with all these disposables, and now everybody's just on the disposable tip. Like, dude, the
Yeah.
streets are littered with fucking lithium batteries.
Yeah. Causing like trash man deaths and stuff.
Yeah, because they're more discreet. They hit better. They hit better than the rig because there's like a more visceral feeling. Like when you inhale, it's like, oh, I can feel that hit the back of my throat in the way that the rig doesn't. And it's like, it's the promise of no commitment where you go, you know what? I'll throw this one away and I'm done forever. And then no, it's actually I'm going to spend $30 every 2 days for the next 50 years.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm turning my lungs into fucking jello. Honestly, I don't think I can ever quit this.
It's too addicting, man. I can't even do Zen. Like I'll buy Zens every now and then, and I'll put a Zen in and just be like, no, I'd rather have the vape. I can't do the Zen, man.
Yeah.
And then I just have both. And then I'm doing both. Like I got Zen in and I'm vaping. and then I just wonder, why do I feel like shit all the time?
Yeah. I saw something online where like Tucker Carlson was talking about like he was like the government doesn't want you to ingest tobacco because it raises testosterone and it raises
dude, all these like these like 50-year-old guys who get into like testosterone and supplements and talk about like, I don't know, all the ways in which you could be healthy now that are just like pseudoscience bullshit.
Yeah.
Like Rogan and Tucker Carlson and whoever, Jordan B. Peterson. They're trying to position nicotine now as like a neuro enhancer, like a nootropic, like a fucking supplement. Where it's like, actually, Zens is good for you. It lowers the chances of dementia and Alzheimer's and increases neuroelasticity and makes you focus. I'm like, I guess it's also the most addicting fucking drug on the planet. What are you talking about?
I just like how they're trying to make it like a right wing like conspiracy now.
Yeah, and really the truth probably is like, I don't know. It's funny that people like, if I'm doing Zens or vaping, it's because I'm a junkie and I just really like it.
Yeah,
I'm not telling myself any stories or that I think it's cool or anything. It's like, this just makes me feel a little bit better than I felt before I put it in.
Yeah,
or took the hit, you know.
Yeah, no diddy.
Yeah, but there's a part of me that thinks like the real conspiracy, follow the money, you know, they always say.
Yeah.
Is that I'm willing to bet that like Tucker Carlson is in the pocket of like Philip Morris.
Yeah, and Zen.
Yeah, because the company that makes Zen is Swedish Match. If Philip Morris, I think it's Philip Morris, bought Swedish Match. And so, you know, Philip Morris is the same company that makes Marlboro. Now is also the company that owns Zen. And I'm willing to bet that like anyone who's pushing Zens heavy like that, just out of nowhere, just like on, you know, apropos of nothing, just on their own, or like, I just love Zens, and they talk about a bunch. I'm like, he's probably receiving some sort of financial kickback from Philip Morris, which is technically a violation of whatever it is, the Federal Trade Commission. It's an FTC violation if that's the case.
What, because they're advertising tobacco without advertising?
Without saying it's an advertisement. But considering the amount of money that it's bringing in, that like Tucker Carlson goes on Rogan and talks about Zen, and then Philip Morris makes $1 billion that quarter, they'll just pay the fine. Like if it ever comes out that that's happening, they'll just be like, all right, well, here's your, you know, what's a couple $1 million compared to the money we've been making because of this?
Yeah, I do like the Zen, but I can't keep them in my mouth for more than like I can't keep them in my mouth for more than like 2 minutes before I'm like, all right, well, I'm done with this, and then I feel like I'm wasting it. I'll actually put it on like a little paper towel and then maybe pop it back in again, like, you know, 10 minutes later or something like that.
I'm desensitized to it. The 6 milligram doesn't even do anything for me.
Oh, dude, I have to get the 3 milligram.
Dude, one time I went to some website and like imported like a 14 milligram pouch once.
Oh, from like Denmark or whatever.
Sweden, I think.
Yeah.
And I put it in, and I was like, dude, I think I'm dying.
Yeah.
It's just so strong.
Yeah, you have to have like Nordic blood to even ingest those.
Dude, you know what's better than Zen? Like Zens are just kind of scratch the itch. What's way better than Zen is like actual what are they?
Snooze.
Snooze.
Yeah.
Yeah, you used to be able to go to any convenience store and buy something called General. The brand is General Snooze,
No, I don't think
which
I've
is
ever seen that.
yeah, it's like a tobacco pouch. Dude, they first off they taste great. Like if you like that flavor, like if you have like that tobacco palate,
Yeah.
immediately it's just like a very pleasant, like almost like pipe tobacco kind of flavor. And then the kind of kick you get from it is just way better than a Zen, and it's actually less harsh than a
Yeah.
Zen.
I used to like I mean, I know it's like pussy shit compared to actual snooze, but I used to like the camel snooze that you get.
Those are too sweet.
Yeah, but I love
The
those.
longer ones,
Yeah, you can't find them anymore.
yeah, those are always too sweet for me. The brand that the brand you would see everywhere when it was like a thing was General, but I haven't seen that in a coon's age.
Yeah, dude. Big Zen.
Yeah. Um. Oh, I have done this. Yes, the Bizza 451. Was know if I've ever done snuff, the snorting tobacco powder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought that. I went to some Canadian website when I was like 18 and bought like they had a deal where for like $20 you can get 10 tins.
Get a brick.
You could get a brick of snuff. Yeah, they would send you to like 10 little cans of powdered snuff. And I do remember I had like a Coca-Cola flavored one. And I just remember walking around taking pinches and be like, and then like later on I would sneeze and it just looked like I had diarrhea everywhere.
Yeah, did that shit burn? I've always been interested in
No,
that,
it's
but
it's very nice. You just look like a douchebag doing it.
yeah,
You look
true.
fucking ridiculous, but
Yeah, you get like a little spoon.
yeah, it's actually it was very pleasant. I do remember enjoying it a lot, but it's really gross because then like
Yeah.
eventually it makes you sneeze and it just looks like you doo dooed everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like something that would burn a hole between like your two nostrils,
I
like
don't
Coke
know.
does. You get like fucking Artie Lang nose.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to get back into it. I remember I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, it'd probably help with sales, dude.
Yeah, it was actually really nice. Raphael also makes a good point. Snuffbox, the British sketch show, is very funny. You ever see that show?
No, I've never seen that.
Matt Berry and Rich Fulcher, and it's like a sketch show. They only 6 episodes sketch show. It's very funny.
They only did 6. Why do British shows not run for a long time? Besides Doctor
Because they
Who.
know when to say enough is enough.
Yeah.
They know
Now
when to
Doctor
call
Who.
it. Not Doctor Who, which is bad now.
Yeah.
Very bad, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw it. I haven't really seen anything come out about any scenes from this black doctor they got now. But I saw that in the interim where the lady doctor regenerated.
Yeah.
For some, I don't know how they explain this, but she regenerates back into David Tennant. Which, when I watched the show years ago as a kid, that was like everybody's favorite was him.
Yeah.
Do you know any of this?
I don't know anything about Doctor Who.
You don't know anything about? Okay, so the titular doctor in the show is, I think, very seldom ever referred. He's not known as Doctor Who in the show. He's the Doctor.
Yeah.
And the Doctor is what was called a Time Lord, which is an alien race from the planet Gallifrey, right?
All right.
And so the Time Lords possess an ability to regenerate when they get killed or die or whatever. So they can regenerate, and when a Time Lord regenerates, they assume like a new physical form, which is whoever the next actor is that's going to be the Doctor, right?
Yeah.
So it's this sort of gimmick they have in place that has allowed the show to be on the air for 60 years. And so when the show came back on in 2005, it was Christopher Eccleston, great actor, who was the Doctor. You've seen him and stuff.
Okay.
I can't remember what he's been in some good movies. He's been great movies. He's a great actor. And then he did it for a season. He dies, regenerates, and now the new Doctor, the actor is David Tennant. So for a lot of people my age who was into the show back then, at that time, a lot of us will say like that was the golden era. Was David Tennant? That's everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
And then David Tennant dies. He regenerates into Matt Smith. You know Matt Smith, the guy who looks like a caveman.
Yeah. Okay.
He's on House of the Dragon right now. He was in Morbius.
Yeah. both things I have not watched.
Okay, so then Matt Smith, that doctor dies, regenerates into Peter Capaldi. That's that actor. So an older, older, more distinguished doctor, right?
Yeah.
Peter Capaldi dies, and now for the first time in history, regenerates into a lady doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker. And so everybody fucking hates this bitch. For the 2 seasons she did it, nobody liked this shit. So now the plan is to have the first black doctor after the first woman doctor. But now we need a palate cleanser, I suppose. So she dies and regenerates, and now it's David Tennant again somehow.
But that was just like fan service.
Yeah, so now it's David Tennant, and they do like 3 specials where David Tennant is the doctor before he regenerates into a black guy. But I saw some clip with this version of the David Tennant doctor where he's talking to some fucked up alien, some like fucking giant rat looking cat alien. And I can't, the conversation he's having, he's like, he at one point he refers to the alien as like he or whatever. And then the other character in the room was like, did you just assume this fucked up alien's gender? And David Tennant's like, right, well, that's right, crawl it in, whatever, and he's like, forgive me, what do you prefer to be referred to as? What is your he's asking like a fucked up, like furry alien, like, what's your pronoun? I was like, this show is beyond parody. This is so bad.
Yeah, I'm convinced like everything on the BBC is just propaganda.
Well, kind of, because the BBC is actually funded by the British government.
The government.
Yeah, so maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
the way Britain does TV is fucked up because you have to like pay a license.
Yeah, and you have to have it.
I guess if you own a TV set, like if you go out and buy a fucking $150 TCL 27-inch flat screen and you just bring it home and you don't pay for that license, I guess the cops can come knock on your door and be like, oh, we understand you've recently purchased a television. Are you paying your 30 quid to the government every month?
It is pretty crazy. It's like literally funded by the people, the propaganda. I didn't realize how much of a like dystopian nightmare Britain was until I got on Twitter.
Yeah, man. I really love these guys. I've done their show a few times. Those History Homos guys.
Yeah.
You know them?
No.
Yeah,
I like that name.
It's a fun show, dude. It's like a history / conspiracy theory type show. And one of the guys is in Boston. His name is Scott Lizard Abrams. And then the other guy is Gay William from England. He's a guy named William who lives in England. He's gay. He's not actually gay. He has like 6 kids with a woman. He had him with a woman, but he's Gay William from England. But he was the guy I first talked to who was telling me about like what it's like in England. And he was saying, in America, you guys have like this concept of upward mobility that you can like work hard and make a ton of money and buy nice things. He was like, we don't really have that here. He's like, the ceiling on life in England is about like $50,000 a year, and that's if you're killing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like the only way to get out of poverty in England is to become a soccer player.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, it seems like, well, that's kind of how it is in America now. Is like your only options now are to try and become like a content creator.
Yeah,
the Costco guys,
dude, they're fucking killing it. To be honest, I wonder how much money they're making.
I guess enough to keep buying them cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got cookie money, dude.
Yeah, they got chicken bake money.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently the trade-off in England is that I guess there's not a lot of opportunity to make a ton of money, but the government, I guess, like there's a lot of life is heavily subsidized by the government. So you exist at this like there's a low ceiling, but then like I don't know.
Everything's taken care of.
I guess so.
Damn.
So there's not nobody in England's making six figures. That doesn't exist there. But I guess like most of your like what would here, you would be hard scrabble or struggling to survive. A lot of that is taken care of there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good thing if you just don't want to achieve shit.
Yeah, I think that's why. Yeah, that might be why like a lot of people in England are just like, losers.
Yeah, and have little cars.
Yeah, they have little ass cars. They live in like duplexes.
Dude, I think
Or
they're like not allowed to have air conditioners or
I don't know
something.
what the fuck is going on with like the AC situation over there, but they just don't have AC.
Yeah, yeah.
They just never had it, and I've seen like people theorize that the lack of AC is the reason England's not more of like a cultural powerhouse. Like that England has not had as much innovation or influence in the world is because everybody's so fucking hot they can't focus on anything.
Yeah. Yeah, but hot for them's like also like 80 degrees, which
Yeah,
is
but I think it's the indoors. The way things are constructed, buildings are constructed there.
they're
Homes
just
are
like humid and hot and
heavily
shit.
insulated. So when it's like summertime in England, yeah, like outside is like 75 degrees, but then indoors it's just like just muggy and stuffy and sweltering hot inside. And so everybody's just fucking tired all the time because they're so hot.
Yeah, dude. That's how to keep them in line.
Here in the States, in America, we actually keep everything blisteringly cold so that you work harder.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you go,
I can't even go into a grocery store. It's so fucking cold, dude.
yeah, like if you're working in like a Target or a Costco or one of these fucking places, it's so goddamn cold in there that you're just always on alert and more like able to work a 12-hour shift. Whereas if it was comfortable, you would
Yeah.
be you would slack off more. You wouldn't be as I don't know. It seems like a very psychological thing like when I go into a store, I'm like, God damn, it's freezing in here. It feels like that's more for the workers than me. Like that's to
Yeah.
keep the workers in check and keep them hustling and bustling so they generate enough body heat to not freeze.
Yeah, dude. AC does rock.
AC is tight. That's also another thing with I have a suspicion that that's a thing with music as well. Like when you go into a place and they're just blasting fucking dumbass music.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just to do like Abu Ghraib on the workers that work.
Like just to keep their minds busy with
I
something
think
or
so, dude. Because like I I cherish any place I can find that's just quiet because
yeah.
everything's so fucking loud now. And I remember one time I had this job where I was working as a barista at a Gregory's Coffee, and they would blast this like free use remix version of all these different pop songs. So it was like shittier versions of songs, and it was at the highest volume. It was so fucking loud to where I just was like anxious. I couldn't think, and I was miserable. And I couldn't hear anybody. People come
Yeah.
in to place their order, and I'd be like, "What?" I remember asking my manager one day, like, "What's going on with the music? Like, can I turn this down? Why is it so loud?" And he was like, "Oh, well, Gregory wants it at this volume because it doesn't encourage people to stick around for too long." And there was some psychological component to it where there was like a reason the music was loud as fuck, that they would generate more traffic because people wouldn't want to stay in there too long, and then it would get more people to come in and out throughout the day.
Yeah, doing psychological warfare on your customers is pretty tight.
Yeah. But working there, I'm like, well, I feel like I'm in fucking Abu Ghraib, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so like strung out from this shit. And I lost that job because I eventually was like at the boiling point, just emotionally, that my manager, like, he was writing me up for some horse shit, and then the second time he wrote me up, I was like, hey, I just gotta let you know, man, you are really fucking annoying. And then like 10 minutes later, the regional manager came storming in and was like, he's a big fat gay dude. He's like, take your apron off and clock out. You're fired.
That's like taking your badge.
Yeah. And so I just like threw my apron off and clocked out. I was like, all right, bye, everybody. Fuck this place.
Give me your apron and your coffee filters. You're done. Damn, dude. Yeah, I never thought about that because I've worked plenty of like restaurant jobs where, yeah, the music was just fucking blaring.
It's
I never
so
knew it was
fucking loud.
psychological warfare.
Yeah. I think it's just like this, it's a psychological game that I don't know what I don't really know what, because I've never talked to anybody that enjoyed it. Like, on the consumer side,
Yeah.
everybody's like, everything's so loud now. I don't want to, like, if there's nowhere to sit that's
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah, it's crazy how much of business is just that, because I'm remembering now I had a manager at a restaurant who was like, look, you don't push the chairs into the table. You kind of turn them towards the door so that customers feel invited to come and sit down. And now I'm thinking about it, that was just psychological warfare, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
Most of life is just dealing with different versions of like Guantanamo Bay and Abu Ghraib as you go about having to work. Dude, just like when I worked at Home Depot, it was like, at least I probably had to hear the Counting Crows cover of the Big Yellow Taxi 9 times a day. To the point where I like that. I like the Joni Mitchell song.
Yeah.
But to the point where like I'll catch myself singing the Counting Crows version because it just played constantly in
like till this day.
Yeah, where I'll just be like, pay paradise, put up a parking lot, bop, bop, bop. Which is the fucking shitty version. And but it was like torture, dude. It would come on constantly, and I'd be like, is anybody ever going to change the station? Why do we have to hear this every fucking day? The same like 12 songs just playing in a loop. And I guess it's just another some fucking like executive for Home Depot crunched the numbers or figured out the way the human mind works, and then it just trickled down throughout all the stores to where now, there's just 50 people at any Home Depot that all want to kill themselves that work there.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of people watched Mad Men, and then now they're trying to like figure out how not only to torture the customer but torture the workers as well.
Yeah, everybody's miserable. Everything's is more expensive than ever, and the experience for everybody is bad.
Yeah.
And the only people benefiting from anything are the executives, like the fucking CEOs and C-level suite marketing whatever guys. Nobody's having a good time.
Damn,
dude. I would see guys like working those shitty retail jobs. I would see these guys bust their ass. They've been there like 20, 25 years to work their way up to like a floor sales position or the manager of the lumber department.
Yeah.
And then you find out they're only making like $20 an hour. And I'm like, you just spent 20 years to get to this?
Yeah.
Like, there's not a part of you that like flings yourself awake at night wondering, like, what did I do with my life? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Coming here with this fucking smile plaster across your face like you haven't spent the last 20 years getting butt fucked by Home Depot.
It is pretty depressing that like there's only a small like percentage of the population that actually tries to achieve their dreams.
Yeah.
But you kind of need a bunch of people who don't want to achieve their dreams to be able to make the world work.
Ain't that about a bitch? It is true, dude. But why is the experience for all of those people have to be so fucking bad?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I go into a store now, and I just look at the just the despair and the misery amongst the workers there, and I'm like, why does it have to be this? I understand that we need people to be able to do this job, but why does it have to suck so fucking hard?
Yeah. That's
You know,
that's fucking that's the market, baby.
that is the market. Yes, I guess that's why you should strive for something better, so you don't have to. But I mean, like you said, the people do have to. We have to have janitors. We have to have like low level workers. I just pray that they're too stupid to be bothered by it.
Yeah, me too.
Like that's what I've always told myself is like when I worked at an Amazon warehouse and I was just like contemplating suicide. I was like, maybe I'm meant for greater things and these people aren't. And they and
Yeah.
they're happy with this.
Yeah, you kind of almost hope that they actually are NPCs, like the NPC theory is real, you know?
Maybe
Because
yeah,
because then they don't feel anything.
yeah, or they're just like I don't know. I can't even begin to understand it because dude, when I was packing boxes in Amazon, I was having like panic attacks. I'd wake up in the morning and be like, "Fuck,
Yeah.
fuck,"
Did you
and
go in that little box that they have for you to chill out in?
no, there wasn't none of that. It was just like you would work. It was 10-hour shifts, 4 days a week, and you'd get there and they'd have like 10 minutes at the beginning to do some stretches, and then you just
They
work.
made you
And
do
then
stretches.
yeah, they would do like group stretching or whatever, and then you just work nonstop. You would work until you get a lunch break, but then the break it's a half-hour lunch break. The break room is a 10-minute walk from where you're packing boxes.
Jesus.
So you have to factor in 20 minutes to walk there and back. So you really only have 10 minutes to hunch over a cafeteria table and eat a shitty sandwich. And then you have to walk back and just work nonstop for the
Did they
next.
sell you food there?
They did have food for sale. But
That's crazy.
it was a nightmare. It's such an awful, awful place to
Yeah.
work. And it did seem like there were people there who I were complain. They were just like fine with it. Like they just were like, "Hey, I need a job. I have a felony. No one else would hire
Yeah.
me." So and they just were fine with it. But for me, it's like I don't know. I am I'm gay, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I have gay dreams.
well, it's like when you have like any sort of creative aspirations or some desire to do something more, your mind is always kind of in this overdrive mode. You know what I mean? Where you're just like
Yeah.
constantly thinking and picking things apart and pondering the orb, as it were. And it's not conducive to a job that requires you to like really shut your brain off and do what you're fucking told.
Yeah.
And so I think like this world doesn't function without that kind of person. The kind of person who is able to do that, but the kind of person like me, I just I'm like I do a job like that and I go I can't do this. There has to be something else, and I'm not above working, but I can't do this job
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
That's why it's like at least with this sales job I have now, I'm like, well, I can do this. Like this shit sucks ass, but it sucks ass in a way that I can handle.
Yeah. Man, those commish checks.
Those commish chips are good, man. I would encourage anybody who's a loser and who's lost in life. This is financial advice. If let's say you did what I did. You go to college, you get a degree, you think you're doing everything right, and then you find yourself like underemployed for the better part of a decade and not ever making any like kind of money and just wondering what the fuck am I going to do. Check out sales.
Yeah.
If you're at a point where you really just have to figure out how to make money and you have to say to yourself, hey, I got my dreams, but I got to figure out a way to make a lot of money quick. Try sales
Yeah,
because
you need to get that English major mindset where you're like, look, I'm destined for greatness. I'm obviously going to write something that's going to make me millions of dollars and I'm going to escape this hellscape.
yeah,
It doesn't have to be writing
I
anything.
did start a Substack a couple months ago. I have one piece there.
Oh yeah, you were sending me some of that.
Not the anime, but I did write like a quick thing on my. So if anybody wants to check that out, it's cornfederate.substack.com. And I wrote like a quick short thing, and I've been thinking about doing more for that.
Yeah.
But writing is like, dude, the publishing, the problem with that is there did used to be incentive for being a good writer. Now there's not.
Yeah, no, you got to
Because,
write bullshit, dude.
yeah, because like the reality is like everything is motivated by money. So, and that's where you like the pitfall for so many people is they think that they're motivated by their dreams or their like integrity. And I'm like, well, that's a great way to work as a to be a waiter forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you do have to factor in like
They have the Jake Flores mindset.
yeah, there is like this intersection of art and commerce that needs to be considered, and you do have to like factor in the incentive of money, and
Yeah.
that drives you to actually create something. But it used to be that there was a lot of incentive for writing something good, that you would write something really great and then get paid well for it
Yeah,
because
you're only allowed to make art if you're already rich.
yeah.
You know?
But like the Stephen King story where he sold Carrie for like 400 grand or something.
Yeah.
That doesn't that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, true.
Nobody buys books. Nobody's reading. I mean, I guess there's people that buy books, but they don't read them. So
Yeah.
there's not a huge market. The
Yeah,
publishing,
me included.
yeah, all of us. Yeah, I think a lot of people who buy books have like these huge bookshelves filled with books that they might have read like 5 of.
Yeah, true.
You know, yeah, it's tough to, and I don't believe anyone that says they read like 30 books a year. I'm like,
Yeah.
you definitely looked at the words on each page, but I don't know how much you were able to like actually ingest from that story.
Yeah,
Infinite ingest.
yeah. I hate people who talk about like reading fast. It's like, oh, all right. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
because like I would say like a good book to really drink it in any meaningful way, it would serve you to like take your time with it, to not
Yeah.
treat it as like this goal you have to meet where it's like I got to read 15 books this quarter.
Yeah.
It took me like I've had books where I have to remind myself that I'm actually doing this for like leisure purposes, because sometimes I'll like they were like projects that I have in the back of my mind. But I mean, there's been books I've read where it's taken me months to get through them because
Yeah.
they're so dense, and I'm like thinking about them all the time and like trying to actually understand what I'm reading. Like I do that Bolaño book 2666. That took me fucking I think like 6 months to read that.
Was that good? I mean, I actually forget it.
Dog.
I don't even read books like that anymore. It's like I'm not in college. Why am I trying to put myself back in college? I
Yeah, I
hate it.
mean, look, if you want to, I will say it's like almost like 900 page book. I think it's a fucking heavy, dense book. I found it to be very like meaningful. Like I
Yeah.
was like a very like it's weird to say that I enjoyed it because it's such a bleak, like miserable book.
Yeah.
It's so dark and so like just disturbing and grimy and horrifying. But by the end of it, I was like, oh, this is like there's something here. Like this is like a very powerful novel.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened. I think I lost my copy of it in the just moving around. But I do. It might be a book I would reread at some point in my life. But it was like really tough to get through. It was such a like just dark, disgusting book,
Yeah.
especially the part about the crimes where it's just like 400 pages of Mexican women getting like brutally raped and murdered.
Yeah, mutilated and shit.
Yeah, just like we found her tits over there and her head over here, and her torso was filled with semen. Like Jesus, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy how much of like literature we had to read in college we just did not enjoy at all. It didn't even make me feel good. Like I didn't learn anything. I just like,
Yeah. Well,
got
it's like
depressed.
it just depends because there was like some stuff that resonated with me and some stuff that didn't. Like I took a class where this professor was an asshole and I did not do good in the class, but
Yeah,
he made
they're
us
all
read.
assholes.
Yeah, he made us read White Noise by Don DeLillo,
Oh, that's good though.
and I got a C on that book report. But or the paper, what do you call it in college? The paper,
Yeah,
your analysis. But that was a book that really like popped for me. Like it like resonated with me, you know.
yeah,
And then any class I took that was like creative nonfiction where we would read like essays and memoirs, those were always cool. I took a really dope class that was like new journalism where we read like In Cold Blood and Fear and Loathing
yeah.
and
That's
like
right.
different like essays, like stuff from that era of the 60s when honestly like the advent of true crime. We read
Yeah,
the that Joan Didion collection, the White Album. That was like her writing really stood out to me.
it's basically like when the writer became a character in a story.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. And Joan Didion was like, she was one of the writers where I was like, oh, she's operating on such a cosmic, transcendent place. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Where I'm like, this doesn't even make sense to me how good this is. Because it's so minimalistic the way she writes.
yeah.
It's like very like um
Like Cormac McCarthy.
yeah, almost. Yeah, like very, very dry and sparse, and like um, I don't even know, stripped down. I guess is what I'm trying. Yeah, but everything
Lo-fi.
is but everything is so tight, like so lean. The way she writes that it's very like somehow is also very vivid.
Yeah, I mean, you would get some of that shit in school, but then you'd also be forced to read like Salman Rushdie, and then you'd be like,
I
"This
never had to
shit
read that gay
fucking
shit.
sucks." Yeah,
No,
sucked.
yeah, and high school is like where it's funny because it's like as a junior in high school reading The Great Gatsby, I'm like, what do you want me to get from this?
Yeah,
I'm
money and pussy
16.
rocks.
I'm 16, dude.
Nah, dude, it was money and pussy rocks. That's what we're
Yeah,
talking about today.
yeah, it's true. Money and pussy is cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Robbie wants to know: are we still alive? Yes, we are.
yeah,
We have nothing going on, and we've just been. I don't. Even, we're not. We're off. I guess we're off investing at this point. We're not really. Yeah, we're not good at investing.
yeah.
So
That's the
that
point to take
the idiot
away.
investor. Yeah, yeah. I'm supposed to do more of these with Dave, right? You know Dave,
Yeah,
but he's actually good at investing. So when he starts talking and explaining like the inner workings of cryptocurrency and how to do it smart, I just like I just glaze over, like my eyes go glassy because I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, man. I
yeah,
don't understand any of this.
yeah. That's how I feel about like just finances in general.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I get. Yeah. I wish I understood money, like finance, because no one in my family ever has, except for like I got one uncle who's kind of rich. Like he owns a health insurance sales operation,
Yeah,
you know. So I think he's like a millionaire, but everyone else in my family is just fucking white trash, dude. Just people living on like Section 8, have no money.
yeah. My
just
grandpa's actually an accountant, but we were still like lower middle class. And I'd always ask him, I was like, aren't accountants supposed to have like money? Like, why can't I have shit?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good point.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, there's no one in my family ever figured out money. It's either, I either have people in my family who don't make any money and they're just tightwads. So they have money, but it's only because they just don't go anywhere or ever spend it and they
yeah,
just hole up and hunker down. And then I have like most people in my family, myself included, are just reckless, where they're just borrowing against their own future. And then 30 years down the line, they're like, oh, I have to apply for HUD now and Section 8 vouchers.
yeah. That's pretty much my family too.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody taught me about credit. Nobody taught me about shit, dude. I had to
Yeah.
learn it through mistakes.
Yeah. It's just like it's like I got a whole family of people who probably half of any money they get coming in is going toward alcohol
Yeah.
and cigarettes.
Hey, I know something about that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, dude. Dude, yeah. Like I have like I have an aunt who is on Section 8 and I think just gets like doesn't work and just gets like a certain amount of money from the government each month. But she's constantly drinking and I'm like, so that means you're taking like whatever, like the $900 that the government gives you each month to survive, and allocating an amount of that for Keystone Light.
Yeah.
You know, and so
Yeah.
that means like you're just not eating. I don't understand like what's happening here.
Yeah, well, she probably has like a food stamps or something.
Yeah, but like we talked about earlier, though, rising from the ashes, changing your mindset.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a cousin who coal burner. Uh, I shouldn't. She's a very nice lady now, but for a number of years she was living on the fucking edge, dude. She was like, single mom, had her kids, but was a bit of had a penchant for needles, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, and so I won't go. I don't want to give away too much because of the family, but I probably have already said too much. But everything falls apart, and now she's it's getting worse because now she's like has at that time had to become a bit of what you might call a streetwalker or
Yeah.
lot lizard at times.
Lot lizard.
Yeah, who and so she, so eventually she meets a guy working that job who they end up like, I guess, falling in love with each other. It's a real pretty woman situation.
Hell yeah.
Except nobody's pretty in this
story.
Yeah. There's no Richard Gere.
Ugly woman.
There's no Richard Gere and Julia Roberts. It's more just like, it's the kind of guy who is going to pay the kind of woman that she is for some pussy. And just imagine the kind of guy that's willing to give a woman with no teeth a couple $100 for a night at a motel.
Yeah,
it's that. But they're still together to this day. But anyway, so she ends up like, I think, I can't remember the series of events, but it's just like her life just completely falls apart. I think she ended up doing some time even.
Yeah.
But then eventually gets a job at McDonald's. You're familiar?
Yeah.
And the burgers. And the fries.
Yeah, Royale with cheese.
Yeah, McDonald's. So he gets a job at McDonald's. And then pretty quickly, within like a couple of years, becomes like a manager of a McDonald's.
Hell yeah.
So she was one of the like fat ladies with the button down collared shirt,
Yeah, no teeth.
The one when you go into a McDonald's, you see him and you go, oh, that's the ball, that's the boss. Yeah, that's the hefe of this McDonald's. Because she's got a blue button down.
Yeah.
And so she did that and was like completely did a 180 and like built her life back up to where now she's I think she's like selling health insurance now.
Oh, hell yeah.
And makes like 6 figures doing that. She's getting the commish and she's making like 6 figures and just bought her first house.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. And like it went through the worst that a human being could. Like the complete bottom rock bottom that any human could experience. And now she's like, I see her now and I'm like, damn, I actually I wish I had your life now. Yeah. You're actually doing much better than I am now.
Wait, is she still with that guy?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. So
damn, dude, that's tight.
It was inspirational. Yeah. And that all, this success that she's found, I guess part, life is life. We experience the course of events as we experience them. But where she's at now, I think a lot of it is born from the necessity that comes from just bottoming out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, everybody does need one like hitting rock bottom in their life.
I tell you what, man, it gives you a lot of perspective. These drug guys talk about, like, guys who get into psychedelics, they talk about like ego death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which
Yeah,
is
I know it
is not a real thing. It's just what dumb guys think is happening when they're
is.
really
Yeah.
high.
Yeah. It's what they tell themselves so they can continue to keep on doing
Yeah, they
psychedelics.
think they've achieved some sort of like a breakthrough or awakening when it's like, no, you just got really high.
Yeah.
I've had ego death every time I've gotten blackout drunk because
Yeah.
my brain shuts off. Therefore, my ego has also died in that moment. But I will say that, like, true ego death, if you want to describe it as such, is just like completely crashing to rock bottom and even below that, to where you just having to just humble yourself completely and relinquish everything to something, a higher power or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But just being in a position, just being at a place where you go, okay, well, I might have gotten a little bit too big for my britches, but now I got no britches. So whatever I got to do, I'll swallow my pride. I will choke on the rind, but the lack thereof will leave me empty inside. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just set aside any notions of ego or conceit or just like thinking anything of myself and just like, well, okay, so what do I got to do to come out of this?
Yeah.
That's
Honestly.
ego death. Which honestly did kind of happen for me due to psychedelics, because that was, I went nuts because of that. So I guess in a way I did eat enough mushrooms that I killed my ego.
Yeah.
I also nearly just died completely.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but you're fucking killing it now.
Thanks, man. So are you. Dork Court is not happening right now.
Yeah. I honestly have no idea when it's coming back. I'm letting Miguel. Miguel's the logistics and operations dude. And
It's a really good bit to start to get some notoriety and get viewers and get an audience, and just stop doing it.
Yeah, and be like, okay, we're gonna take 3 months off so that I can hang out with my girlfriend so she doesn't get mad
just
at
like
me.
make people wonder, like, is the show done?
Yeah.
That's really good business for a podcast or whatever.
Yeah. Check out Dork Court when we return from our hiatus.
Yeah, I think it's really smart to just stop right as you're starting to gain.
Right as people are interested in being on the show and we actually have viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be like, no, we'll do it in seasons. I gotta take some time off.
Yeah.
I gotta take some time off from this thing that I do 2 hours a week. It's killing me.
Yeah, not even a week, a month.
A month?
Yeah.
It was a monthly show?
Yeah. Dude.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's we got a quirky operation going over here, but it will be back soon.
It will be back. It's gonna go once every 2 months this time.
Yeah. Once Miguel's girlfriend allows him to do podcast again, we'll be back. I promise you guys. Twitch.tv / like Kool-Aid. Please check it out.
This is what I'm talking about, dude. This is the trappings of pussy. Is focus on the fucking bag, dude.
Yeah, dude. If he was like an incel like me, we wouldn't have these problems.
If he was an incel like you'd be doing Dork Court 3 nights a week.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. We'd already be at the stand.
You'd be doing what you got to do to fucking make it. But he's grown complacent due to pussy.
Yeah, dude. His handsomeness is gonna be what does him in.
For sure, man.
Yeah,
that's true. There is a degree of truth to that, because when you're good looking and pussy comes easy, you're just not as motivated.
Yeah.
But when you're a hideous freak like us.
Yeah, guys like us need money. And that's what this show's about.
We need to succeed, dude.
Yeah.
We gotta read books and say words.
Yeah. And trick women into thinking we're like smart.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I remember Yeah, because I remember when I had some like a sousance of notoriety, and just like women like all of a sudden being interested in me.
Yeah.
Like feeling that where like women were all of a sudden like kind of flirting with me and wanting to go out and go home with me. I just remember thinking like, this is so skewed in terms of like looks.
Yeah.
This is fucked up that you would even want to talk to me.
Yeah. It is crazy how they just like people who have notoriety or money.
Yeah.
It doesn't really, you could be as
You
hideous.
don't even have to have money on.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you just were on a big enough podcast, it'd be like, oh, people know who this guy is.
Yeah. The idea that money may come.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's actually a pretty good strategy. If you just convince them that the money may come, you can
Yeah.
skip the whole getting money part.
Yeah. Just be just be a monorail salesman.
Yeah.
I know that reference. That's the Simpsons. I know.
It is The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And that was Conan O'Brien who
That
played
was
that character.
Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, friend of the show.
Well, anyway, so somebody in the chat, we'll wrap up on this because Drew, I know you have a lot to get to.
Yeah, I have to masturbate.
So somebody in the chat wanted to know what ticker they should dump their life savings into tomorrow. I am hopeful. I'm not holding my breath, but I'm enthusiastic and kind of hopeful about WTO because it seems like this is another event, a stock event that, everybody that's getting in on it kind of is going in implicitly understanding that this is a junk Chinese company. It's basically a shit coin, but a
Yeah.
stock. But the fact that it dropped from over $2 to, the bottom was 5 cents means that it kind of has nowhere to go but up, kind of.
Or to list it.
Or it could still get delisted. Yes, there is still a lot of risk involved, but there's a lot of people because like with the stock market, and I'm not the first person that said this, that the stock market is basically like astrology for dudes.
Yeah.
And so much of the stock market is driven by like sentiment and belief and just like people talking and like speaking the name of different tickers,
Yeah.
basically like chanting and doing spells. And
false enthusiasm, spamming a lot.
Yeah. And so like with this stock, there's like a pretty strong sentiment right now with this one. Like a ton of people are talking about it. It's like the number one most like talked about stock on the like stock Twitter and the NASDAQ and all that. Like it's just everyone's because it's like this anomaly where this thing fucking just bottomed out of nowhere. And there was no catalyst for it. Nothing happened. The company was just like doing business as usual, and then all of a sudden this thing fucking drops. And so there's been some talk, there's been like whispers of the company itself, like investigating what happened and actually getting involved to try and bring the price back up, maybe even doing a buyback. So if that happens, if this company, the company's called U-Time, the ticker is WTO. If the company actually does a buyback and is not going to do a reverse split, like if they come out and announce like, hey, we're not doing a reverse split yet, we're going to do a buyback, we're investing, like all that is very bullish. So this thing could go from, is it 8 cents as of Friday, could go back up to $1 maybe.
Yeah.
Which would be tight.
That'd be tight. Get that 10 times return.
Oh, dude. Get that 100%er, that 200%er, 1,000%. Yeah, man. Yeah, I want to. I want to figure out the stock market. I want to figure out.
They're gonna crack it. They're gonna crack it out.
I've already lost so much. I have to make something now.
Yeah.
This is not financial advice.
Do everything that Dalton does, please.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I got the one I got fucked on the most because I legitimately thought this was like a good company and kind of believed in it. Was Pineapple Energy. I
Yeah.
went in heavy on that shit, and then they announced like a 1-40 reverse split, and I was like, all right, I'll just fucking power through it because this is like a good company. They got all these projects, and it's back under $1 after,
Yeah.
after and I'm like, fuck, dude.
Yeah. It's fucking BlackRock, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, the whole thing is rigged top to bottom, so you just have to go into it understanding like having the same understanding as like when you get in a casino where you go, everything I have to do has to be like hyper calculated and with the risk in mind of like what I'm doing, that there is a chance that I can make money, but it's certainly positioned for the house to win all of it.
Yeah. Sometimes I think though it's like, all right, if I put like $200 into a stock and then I start losing, like, let's say I lose $80, right? Or it goes down $80. I could have just put that on like one baseball game, $80 on one baseball game, and potentially, just doubled my money. So also
Yeah.
think about sports betting as a viable.
Also, yeah, financial advice, consider sports betting. Download one of the, none of these apps sponsor me yet, so I'm not going to endorse any one of them. But download an app. Football season's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Now's a great time to start, thinking about, your kid's college.
Yeah.
Sports betting is a great way to potentially send your kid to a wonderful university.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I might do that tomorrow now that I'm thinking about it.
You're gonna download an app.
Yeah, I just found a way to convince myself to throw like $80 at one game. And I'm gonna try it.
Scratchers. This is another one. Every paycheck, set aside $10 for either, you could get 10 $1 scratchers, 5 $2 scratchers, 2 $5 scratchers, 1 $10,
Yeah.
or mix and match, however you want to do it. And then do scratchers.
Yep.
Obviously if you do 10 $1, you mitigate your risk and increase your odds of winning, but the winnings will be less than, if you were to win on one $10 scratcher. But a one $10 scratcher, obviously, the the lower odds of winning, higher risk, higher reward. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to you to scratch the way scratch how you want to scratch.
Mm-hmm.
There's some other financial advice. There's another great investment opportunity.
Yeah.
Scratchers is always a great investment opportunity.
Yeah. Another piece of financial advice: study Chinese people gambling at casinos.
Pai Gow.
Figure out what they do.
Baccarat.
Mahjong.
Mahjong. Slots is a good one. And this is another great investment opportunity. Slot machines. They gotta go to a casino, hit the friend slot machine. Dun 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 dun. Bing 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 bing. Chandler. Bing 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 bing.
Yeah, match up 3 Monicas in a row.
Yeah, good. Yeah, 3 Monicas. That's a few $100 right there.
Yeah.
So these are all ways to diversify your portfolio and make your money work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Chinese stocks, sports betting,
Yeah.
scratchers, slot machines.
Damn. Dice games.
Dice. Back alley dice.
Yeah. Bring a knife with you though to the dice games, please.
So yeah, there's honestly these days poverty is a mindset. There's so much opportunity out there between all the sports betting and
all the different
lotteries
gambling
and get casinos. Dude, I talked to Robbie about this. That have you seen that Paul Schrader movie, The Card Counter?
No.
Dude, this is our guy. This is like I'm willing to bet that this is like your fantasy of who you want to, like, who you imagine yourself to be, who you want to
I'm
be.
listening. I'm listening.
Is a Paul Schrader? You know Paul Schrader, right?
Yeah, I know Paul Schrader.
So it's a classic Paul Schrader type character who I don't want to give too much away about his character, but what you know about him from the beginning of the movie is that he did 10 years in prison, and in the time that he was in prison, learned how to count cards.
Hell yeah!
And so now he's on the outside. He makes his money just going from casino to casino and playing blackjack. So he's good enough at gambling and understands it, like the risk and when to get out, that he sets himself. He says in the movie modest goals.
Yeah.
And so he just goes from casino to casino gambling, and that's how he makes his money. By the way, it's Oscar Isaac, so it's all, Mexican like yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Or whatever he is, some kind of island. It might be like one of these island Mexicans. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just an incel Mexican who is like kind of a loser, but makes pretty good money just going to casinos and gambling.
Dude, that's exactly the kind of guy I want to be.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to tell you more. The movie's really fucking good, and there's more to it than that. Like it ventures into this like place where I'm like, how does this? What? I'm like, wait, what is going on here? And then the way it all comes together, I'm like, this is really good. This is like,
I'll check it out.
Willem Dafoe's in it.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I remember when I started watching it, in the opening credits, I saw Tiffany Haddish's name, and I go, all right, well, let's see what this piece of shit turns into. Turns out Paul Schrader was able to get a pretty good performance out of her for this movie. He somehow convinced her to use her inside voice.
Yeah.
She's good. She's actually good in it.
All right. I'm sold. I'm sold.
Yeah, and this is a movie about the guy we dream of being, which is basically just a professional degenerate gambler.
Yeah. A positive gambler.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, I got one super chat. It was $2 from Lucas Danner, so thank you for that.
About nuts tanning.
What is the how's the math work out on that?
$1 each.
Yeah, I gotta give you your cut, but then YouTube takes their cut. So let's just say, but a 3-hour stream divided by $2.
It was like 25 cents an hour.
Yeah.
How much of a cut do they take?
Or no, it's 75 cents an hour, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right? Or no, is it 50 cents an hour? No, 60 cents an
25
hour.
25 cents an hour.
No, it's not 25 cents. It's like this is 70 cents an hour, right? Or maybe 65 cents an hour. 66. It's about 67 cents an hour. Yeah, it's about 60. It's like 0.665. It's about 66, 67 cents an hour.
Worth it.
So yeah, I got prison wages. But hey, I don't do this for the super chats. I do, kind of, also. But I do this for the love of the stream.
And the ad revenue.
And yeah, YouTube's not going to let me have it. I think we talked about pedophiles too much at the top.
Yeah.
They're not going to let me have ad revenue on this one. But hey, maybe more people will find my channel. Maybe the algorithm will show this to some people. I get a couple more subscribers. Patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. The Crowder Boys, youtube.com/@the Crowder Boys, patreon.com/the Crowder Boys. Obviously, that's the show I do with Craig Amico and Robbie Goodwin. Drew here does a show called Dork Court with Miguel Silva, youtube.com/@Dork Court, twitch.tv/like Kool-Aid. The show has ended, actually. or it's they're
we're on an indefinite hiatus.
they're on we were on a break. They're on a break. And so there's been another great idiot investor. This is, dude, I love talking about
getting money.
Getting money.
Yeah, Cash Money Records.
Okay, yeah, cash rules everything around me. Cream. Get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. You have any closing thoughts?
No, just get money and get pussy, everybody.
There you go. That's fine, and that is financial advice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been Diamond Hands Dalton, the first billionaire podcast, or the six-figure salesman. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Be safe. I love you. Thanks for the super chat. Subscribe to the Patreon, please. I guess like and subscribe.
Yeah.
I think you have to say that.
Follow me on Twitter at DrewFlores69. I changed it.
Oh, you changed it. You left the 69. You kept that.
Yeah.
Follow Drew on Twitter at DrewFlores69. And like and subscribe. And I'm clicking in now.
Bye, everybody.